That's the power of talk radio. That's the power of 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Want to advertise for Richmond Talk Sports? Call 804-330-5700 or email espnrva@summitmediacorp.com. From NASCAR to the NBA, from Major League Baseball to the Masters. If it's a big-time sporting event, we've got it. 106.1 ESPN Richmond is the sports station for Richmond. Want to grow your brand with fans who care? Let's talk. Call 804-330-5700 or email espnrva@summitmediacorp.com. 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and in '09 it was me, your fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when one of my embers landed on dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Former NBA player Damon Jones pleaded not guilty today to charges related to FBI gambling investigations. He's accused of providing privileged NBA information for bets and taking part in rigged poker games. Tragedy has struck the Cowboys organization. Defensive end Marshawn Nealon died this morning from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. He was 24 years old. The Cowboys have made counseling resources available to all players, coaches, and staff. NFL Week 10 starts tonight with the Broncos hosting the Raiders. Denver's won 6 in a row and could be the team that ends the Chiefs' AFC West reign, says ESPN NFL analyst Ryan Clark.
Outside of playing the Kansas City Chiefs twice, you think about only the Packers left on their schedule. I think with where they stand at 7-2, right, and 5-4, and the difficulty of the remaining schedule, the Denver Broncos are going to be the team that win the AFC West.
New Colts cornerback Sauce Gardner, clear concussion protocol, is expected to make his Indy debut Sunday against Atlanta. Baseball, Padres hired former Major League reliever Craig Stammen as their new manager.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming on Friday. I'll tell you why a huge performance against the Bucs will put Drake May in the driver's seat for MVP. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Check this out, y'all.
Audio level full volume. It's go time.
This is Border to Border with Matt Josephs.
He's super famous.
This guy's a fraud, a phony.
I respect women. I love women. I respect them so much that I completely stay away from them.
Matt, your manliness is overwhelming.
Sports. Audio level full volume. It's go time.
Here's Matt Josephs on Richmond's 106.1 ESPN.
Good afternoon, everybody. Border to Border, 106.1 ESPN. Matt Josephs here on a Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Another gorgeous day outside. We've been stringing them together as of late. Just nice day after nice day. Hopefully we get a chance to get away from the office for a little bit before it gets dark in like 10 minutes and go out and take a walk and enjoy the day. Got a lot to get into on the show today. You know what we do on Thursdays, what we normally do on Thursdays. Tim Murray will stop by at 3:15. Now, I had not heard his confirmation, but I'm assuming he's good. So he'll stop by at 3:15. We got a bunch of games to go over with him for the weekend. We'll get his thoughts on the G5 playoff race and where he thinks, the kind of the leaders are in that sort of situation. We are in week 11 of the college football season. It's absolutely crazy to think about how fast this college football season has gone. It's disappointing. I've rapidly realized college football is my favorite sport. For years, you know those awkward dating questions that you have, like, hey, what's your name? What's your favorite color? What's this? And, like, I never knew when they always asked, what's your favorite sport? I was like, I don't know. I like them all. But now I realize it is college football, followed by college basketball probably, then the NFL. But they were in week 11 of the college football season. Really sad. But I want to get into some stuff with that. So we'll have Tim Murray on at 3:15. We do not have a high school guest today. I tried last minute to get a different high school on. They did not get back to me. So whatever. Final week of the regular season, we tried. Hopefully those teams do well. But I did try, and we'll continue to try when it comes to the playoffs. We've had success with certain schools, which is absolutely tremendous. And then with other schools, we have not. So it's a little disappointing, but we move on. If you want your high school coverage, Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the Feel Good Thursday edition. Rob, Sean, and Bob, they will be on doing some high school football, and they will be having on Coach Scott of Huguenot. So that'll be coming up at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, to say the least. 327-0888, phone number, text line 804 is the area code. By the way, Alan will be out at Huguenot and Manchester tomorrow for the high school football game of the week here on our show. All right, college basketball tonight. Day 3 or 4, whatever, of state schools playing nobodies. Old Dominion's hope tonight. They are hosting Randolph College. Hampton is hosting, Mid-Atlantic Christian. So for the second straight day, we've had nothing but Division I versus Division 7 basketball games. And I continue to express my disappointment in all the schools who are doing this, because you could simply call up another state school and figure things out. But whatever, we move on. We discuss all sorts of things across the show. Also want to tell you, we are getting down to the end. Tomorrow night is your last opportunity to enter the contest we have on our website, espnrichmond.com. Download the app 106.1 ESPN. If you go, we've got a contest page. It's in the right-hand corner. You'll notice there's a drop-down box. Contests is one of the things there. We are giving away a couple pairs of tickets to the OAR concert with Gavin DeGraw and Lisa Loeb coming up on July 26th at the Allianz Amphitheater. I know, we're already giving away concert tickets for next concert season, but the tickets will be available soon to purchase. You may not have to purchase them if you enter the contest, and I draw your name out. And I'm telling you right now, so far, we have, as far as I could tell, enough tickets for everybody who's entered. That means either you still have room to enter and win tickets, or that means we will have to actually draw names out of the hat, which I would love to. Because remember, as I always say here on the show, we can't really get concert tickets if no one enters. And I know that you, the listeners, are sports fans, and we obviously always have the tickets for those games. But I like to give out concert tickets, too, especially as we get closer to the holidays. You know, great Thanksgiving present, Hanukkah present, Kwanzaa present, Christmas present, whatever is concert tickets. So go to our website, and you have until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. to enter the contest to win tickets to see OAR, Gavin DeGraw, and Lisa Loeb at the Allianz on July 26th. All right, Commanders are on the practice field. We will see what the injury report is as we get closer to 4 o'clock. That's when it's usually coming out. The line has seen a little bit of movement towards towards the Commanders. A little bit. It was 9.5. Now it's down to like 8 in some places. So that is really interesting to see. I don't know where the confidence is coming in for Washington, especially with Detroit coming off a loss, but whatever. We have Thursday Night Football tonight. Denver is hosting Las Vegas. That is at 8:15. Denver's about a 9.5 point favorite over the Raiders. You heard the top of the hour where they think that Denver is going to finally beat Kansas City. I feel like we always do this. I feel like every year we sit here and we're like, all right, this is the year. It's going to happen. Kansas City's going to lose the division, and somehow Kansas City not only wins the division, but makes the Super Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that now. By the way, also, and I know Bob will be here in studio with me, coming up at 5 o'clock, the Major League Baseball free agency begins. And look, this is not like the NFL where there's a legal tampering period, or I assume there's not. This is not like the other sports. This is not like the NBA where they announce the signings, but yet they're not official a couple days later. 5 o'clock, teams can sign free agents. And unlike the other sports, there's not going to be this rush of signings. It is funny how some of these sports with no legal tampering, all of a sudden the start of free agency occurs and, oh my God, this. These guys all sign with different teams. It's weird how that occurs. So we'll see what happens. There's no real, tremendous free agents. There's not a Shohei. There's some decent players out there. But, I mean, I think that some of what's going to happen in free agency is some teams are going to keep their own players. We've also got some of the foreign imports. There is a guy named Murakami who's coming over. He's a really good infielder. He is 26 years old. There's another guy, according to ESPN, called Ime, who's a starting pitcher for the Cebu Lions. He's going to be 27 years old when the season starts. So, there's some interesting foreign imports coming in. But we'll keep you posted if anything comes up. But, yeah, Major League Baseball free agency begins at 5 o'clock. I thought it was interesting. So today, Joe Witt Jr. speaks. And look, everybody knows where I stand. I think he should have been gone a while ago. I don't think he's going now because the season's over. And I think there's going to be this really odd push for Jaden Daniels to play the last 3 or 4 games when it's not really going to matter. When secretly, if the Commanders keep losing, they want to get the best draft pick possible. Like, let's be honest here. The Commanders are probably not making the playoffs. They are 3-6. They're probably going to lose this weekend, 3-7. They probably will beat the Dolphins and enter their bye week at 4-7, probably with like 2 or 3 teams ahead of them, behind them in the NFC. And then they get the Broncos, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. There's not a break in the mix. And so I do not understand, once again, why the adults in the room with Washington are still trying to push this Jaden Daniels thing. Jaden Daniels did not get put on the IR yesterday. They put Marshawn Lattimore and Luke McCaffrey on the IR, and I'm still not understanding why we see this undertone that everybody wants to remind the fans, like, Jaden Daniels may be back this season. He may be back. And part of the problem with this is, and it's showing me once again that the lack of adults in Washington, D.C. The adults in the room take Jaden Daniels out against Seattle and don't let him get hurt those last couple of drives because they realize that the season is not over. It's in peril, but it's not over. You got the Lions at home coming up next. Let's have Jaden Daniels get out of this game healthy. He beat the Lions last year in Detroit. We can build on things in practice and get momentum that way. But since I think the organization is somewhat afraid of Jaden Daniels being mad on the sideline and saying after the game, I really wanted to play, but they took me out, they decide, that's all right. What could happen? And so he played. He got hurt. And then this constant, he could be back the last couple of weeks. What is the purpose of bringing him back to play the Eagles twice and the Cowboys? What is the purpose? I don't understand what the purpose for this would be. To me, once again, adults in the room tell Jaden, you're done for the season. We're going to get you better weapons next year. We're going to get you a better offensive line next year. We're going to get you a better system next year. We're going to get you all this stuff improved. And next year, you're going to be fine. But there's this thing where I feel like they're just saying that also because they want to sell tickets. They know that the Eagles and Cowboys, 2 of the last 3 games are at home, even though they will sell those tickets because the Eagles and Cowboys fans will descend upon their stadium like it is their own home stadium. But I just don't understand why we can't rule Jaden Daniels out for the season. I just don't understand that. To me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Those last couple games, the only thing that can happen is you win those games and you worsen your draft pick when you have a ton of needs. And, oh, yeah, by the way, you only have 6 draft picks. So to me, there should be nothing. There should be no rush. Jaden, you're fine. If you want to practice, if you want to do whatever, you just can't play the rest of the season. And obviously, see, look, if they keep losing and things get worse, I can't imagine a 4-10 Commanders team saying, oh, yeah, go out there, Jaden, you're great. It's weird to me that this team, who is having such a good run with everything being run properly and having an owner that matters, all of a sudden, these poor decisions have started to creep in, and it makes you think of the olden days when the Shanahans ruined things and then Ron Rivera ruined things, and there's just nothing was good. Be the adults in the room, Washington, and take out. And I'm not saying this because I want the Eagles to win the last couple games. I think the Eagles will win the last couple of games anyway. But, there's no need to rush Jaden Daniels back when you need a better draft pick. There's just not. 327-0888, phone number, text line 804 is the area code. Joe Witt Jr. spoke today and said, players requested that I come down to the sideline and help out. Okay. The players should be requesting that you no longer have your job. But then again, it's also a reflection on the players running that system. I don't know. I'm not going to fight anymore. I'm just going to come on every Monday when the defense lets down and gives up 30 points and be like, you asked for this. This wouldn't have happened if I was the general manager because Joe Witt Jr. would have been gone. But you asked for it. And so we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a timeout. Coming up, we'll hopefully have Tim Murray. We'll get his thoughts on the games this weekend. A bunch of state schools, UVA, an interesting line to say the least. I would have expected them to be favored by a little bit more against Wake Forest than they are. We also have JMU on the road at Marshall. ODU is playing. Liberty's playing. We'll get Tim's thoughts on those games and others as we take you up until 4 o'clock. You're listening to 106.1 ESPN.
Cooler fall temperatures are coming, and that means perfect weather for a round of golf at Queenfield Golf Club. Queenfield is a beautifully secluded 18-hole course just a few minutes east of Mechanicsville that offers a spacious driving range, practice greens and bunkers, and professionally maintained golf course. Take the afternoon off or schedule your tee time today by calling 804-769-8838 or reserve your spot online at queenfieldgolf.com. Queenfield Golf Club, RVA's best kept secret.
Vacation starts with VA. One thing you'll love about your trip to Virginia is that you'll never have to settle for one thing. All that you love is all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Howdy, Richmond sports fans. Do you need a show that's live, local, and all about you? That's where we fits the bill. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, bringing you the latest sports news, bold takes, and local coverage that matters every weekday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Richmond with Fits the Bill. Because Richmond sports deserve Richmond voices.
Welcome back. 106.1 ESPN. Matt Joseph's here. Week 11. Sadly, week 11 of the college football season. That means week 10 of the NFL season, which is crazy already that we are over halfway onto that one. And you know what we do. It's around 3:15 on a Thursday. You can check him out on VSiN. We've got the College Football Tailgate Show on Saturday mornings on Masson 2 and Masson starting at 10. And, of course, you can listen to his show up on VSiN as well. Follow him on Twitter at 1TimMurray. Tim, what's going on? Yeah, let's talk about Virginia because they have the rare look ahead. I think it's not as huge as the other ones, but Duke next week on the road, which would be a huge ACC game. In comes Wake Forest after playing terribly at Florida State. Virginia's only a 6.5-point favorite. What's your thoughts on UVA and Wake on Saturday? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Virginia does. Another primetime game, another good game on the 4-letter network, and of course, as you mentioned, I mean the Duke game next week is huge. They could play each other twice in a month, with that being the ACC championship game, like we all expected, of course. Yeah, the only thing is, if everybody in the world likes UConn here, yet the line is going up, which is really interesting. Oh, okay. All right, let's talk JMU. They are at Marshall for a noon start time here on the East Coast, about a 13.5-point favorite at Marshall. They've got the extremely nice rest because they played last Tuesday, so they've been off for a while. Only one player on the participation report. And we know that they need style points for the G5 playoff ranking, knowing that at least they're behind Memphis, who got in on the rankings earlier this week. What's your thoughts of JMU at Marshall? All right, one or two games you like this weekend? There was a sandwich I was looking at for Georgia with coming off the cocktail party and Texas next week. Mississippi State seems a little live. So that is the late night game on Saturday night. Let's talk a little Sunday. The Commanders hosting Detroit. This line obviously slightly different with the change at quarterback here and a Detroit team coming off a loss. Is there any chance that Washington's ugly enough for you to take them? You love to put yourself through all sorts of pain and agony with some of these. Make sure to check out the College Football Tailgate Show on Saturday on Masson 2 and Masson. And, of course, follow him on Twitter at 1Tim Murray. Tim, we always appreciate the time, and we'll talk to you next week. All right, that is Tim Murray of VSiN at 1Tim Murray on Twitter. All right, let's take a timeout. Coming up, we got some things we want to get into as we take you up until 4 o'clock. You're listening to 106.1 ESPN.
100 years is a long time. That's how long Lux Chevrolet has been selling cars and trucks. Whether you need a new Chevy, a used vehicle, or service and parts for your GM vehicle, Lux Chevrolet has the resources, knowledge, and personnel to make your experience efficient and enjoyable. Give them a call at 804-798-9261. Visit them online at luxchevrolet.com or in person on Route 1 in Ashland. Buy your next truck from Lux Chevrolet in Ashland.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 235.
Have other law firms turned your case down? Maybe they didn't think you had a case. Maybe they just didn't want to spend the money to investigate. Truth is, some firms don't have the resources to fund a big fight. Alexander Chenara Trial Attorneys. We won't back down. We investigate, we fund, and it won't cost you a dime until we win. 877-222-6666 or go to Chenara.com. Alexander Chenara Trial Attorneys. We don't settle, we win.
This is advertising material.
Tune into the ESPN Richmond Herman Allen Sports Play of the Day, presented exclusively by Herman Allen Plumbing and Cooling, your premier Lennox dealer.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's Delvin Joyce, JMU Hall of Famer and former New York Giant. And listen, make sure you tune in to Talkin' Dukes every Wednesday on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Go Dukes!
Welcome back. 106.1 ESPN. Matt Joseph's here. A fun weekend coming up with high school football. Some games tonight, some games tomorrow, and, of course, the games on Saturday. And one of the huge ones coming up tomorrow is involving Thomas Jefferson and Hermitage. And joining us now is TJ's head coach, Coach Eric Harris. Coach, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well, Coach. How is preparation going this week? How is things going with your kids as they get ready for a huge game on tomorrow?
We've had a great week of practice so far. We were able to utilize, having Monday and Tuesday off for school and getting out there early and, putting in some extra time this week to fine-tune some things. So, yeah, practice has been great. Guys are really ready.
What do you think has been the key to the turnaround? You had that brief 2-game losing streak at the start of October, but you've won your last 2 games. What do you think was some of the keys for the turnaround?
Well, the biggest thing is that as a coaching staff and as a group of guys, we knew that this year we were going to be facing tougher competition. That wasn't by accident. That was on purpose. Those 2 games that we lost, We're to the number one team in 3A football who just beat LCA, the defending two-time back-to-back state champion. So Heritage is a hell of a football program with a Hall of Fame coach. And we turned around and we lost a nail-biter to Freeman, two tough teams that we replaced with Tucker and John Marshall. And no disrespect to either one of those programs, but those are both games that we probably win huge. We go into the playoffs again where we're looking great, undefeated seasons, and I needed for our guys to get tough and experience some things, playoff football, the traveling up to Lynchburg. So it was just refocusing and making sure and letting these guys see, even those two games, the Lynchburg, when we were up at Heritage, man, it was 7-12 at the middle of the third quarter with us driving, a turnover, boom. So this is helping these guys realize and see, man, we're talking self-inflicted wounds, cleaning up on us, working on us. So it's been great.
How much has this tough schedule gotten you ready for a game like this coming up on Friday? That you've seen everything, you've played a lot of tough teams, so it won't be as much of a challenge as others might think it would be.
Yeah, Hermitage is a mirror copy of us. The only thing that's different is schemes. They got a they got a 4-star kid going to Michigan. We got one going to Syracuse. They got other guys out there that are D1 players. We got other guys that have got D1 players as well. We got, Isaiah Harris. We got Dayron Ferguson. So it's athletes all over this football field. What this game is going to come down to is who wants it the most. And I'm not sure. I mean, maybe you guys can help. There's been some talk, like, do Herm need this to get into the playoffs? Our situation isn't changing. We're 4. We're irregardless of whatever. We're 4 in our region. We're going to be 4, win or lose. So if that is true, that's even more intriguing. Those guys are really, really going to come out to play.
Yeah, it seems like from what I could tell, this is basically deciding if you're going to have a home game or a road game potentially in the playoffs. And I get, that makes a huge difference. But, I mean, you guys have been such road warriors. Who did you anger with the schedule makers that you've played so many games on the road this year?
Well, that's a little known secret for us. So I hear some guys on the blogs and all of that, and they talk about us having to go on the road. I mean, we this is us, every year because we don't have lights on our field. So we play, maybe 2 or 3 games at Virginia Union. We'll get 1 game here if we're lucky. But if you recall, like TJ has always played Saturday games. So our new AD isn't for that. So we're on the road. So traveling for us, I mean, both years back to back when we had the perfect season, regular seasons in the past 2 years, the schedule was the same. We're road warriors. That's so going on the road doesn't bother us. We're used to it. It's unfortunate, but it just is.
How have you seen your kids handling this season with the college choices coming up? How have you seen the kids who have already made their college choices handling the season so far?
It's been tough, man. It's been tough. Early on, we've lost more games this season right now than we've lost in the past 2 years. So a lot of these guys who have been here, especially our seniors, the upperclassmen, it's tough. And I just, I snicker and I laugh, but there's a method to the madness. I mean, I'm not, of course I want to win every single game, but I also want to see what some of our guys are made of. I want to see, who's really going to go out there and lay it on the line. And these guys have stepped up. And like I said, I'm extremely proud of them going forward.
Have you had to change your practice schedule at all in terms of how hard you work them as you get later on in the season, or is it maintain the same practice schedule all week as you go through?
We've had to make some adjustments, and I think one of the things that people also have to realize, we are a legitimate 2A program. I did an interview a couple of weeks ago, and the reporter asked me. He said the exact same. He said, "Coach, man, I didn't realize." Yeah, that's what we have, and that's even would be dressing our JV guys. So that's number one. So we have to make sure we're cognizant of our guys because we are 2A school, and no other 2A school in the state of Virginia is playing what we play. Period, point blank, flat out. Most 2A school programs are rural and in the rural areas. So they playing other 2 and 3As. Well, we're smack dab in the city, so we're playing counties. We're playing 4, 5, and 6s. So we do have to monitor our practice schedules. We have certain days of the week where it's football. We just got to go hard. It is what it is, and just pray that the football guys shine a light down on us. But there are some things that we have to go hard. Now, the toughest time for us is always playoff time because of daylight savings time, us not having lights, and having to get out there and get practice in before 5:30. And last year we were taking buses over to another place and having to get back by this time. It's playoffs is always crazy for us.
How's the health of your team right now entering the most important time?
Oh, it's great. Right now, knock on wood, but right now it's great. I mean, at this point in time, everybody has nicks, everybody has bruises, but nothing significant where we have to worry about. Right now, our guys, to be perfectly honest with you, our guys have gotten healthier. And that's another thing as far as the practice time goes, too. Having to, hey, don't go for the next 2 days. Go get treatment. Make sure you're out here for the game plan, film study, know what you're doing. Seniors who've been in the program for a while who may need to go cold tub or different things like that. So we just, manipulating the time and manipulating these guys and helping them get better.
How much do you rely on your seniors towards the end of the season to be the leader? Because you can only do so much as the head coach. How much do you want your players and your seniors who have been through this before to be the leaders as well?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just like yesterday after practice, man. These guys have surprised me. I mean, like, they are excited about tomorrow. They are, and even today, walking the halls of the school, like, these guys are excited, and they've gotten these young guys on board. They've steered them, gotten them on path, and teaching them what it is to be a Viking. We've always done more with less. And it's us against us. That's our motto every year. But they have really taken a hold of this. And I mean, after those 2 losses, I'm going to tell you, I saw something in these guys that, I saw the anger, but I saw like, hey, I had more guys coming to me saying, hey, coach, it was on me. I missed this block. Or, hey, coach, I should have made that tackle. Or, hey, coach. And that's accountability. And that's our captains leading these guys.
Let's wrap up here. What are some of the matchups or some of the things that you think you can potentially take advantage of tomorrow against Hermitage? As you said, 2 really close teams in terms of talent.
I'm just gonna say this: they're a very talented team. We're gonna go out there, play tough, and at the end of it, let the best man win. No game plan given away here, buddy.
No, I completely understand, Coach. Coach, good luck coming up. And by the way, I'm a Syracuse alum, so thank you for guiding one of your players to Syracuse, because he's gonna flourish in Central New York.
No doubt. He just got back from the North Carolina game. Yeah, he just got back from up there, and you guys really love another guy, too. You guys love Reginald West and the junior that we got, too. So they just got back from up there, so not a problem, buddy.
Well, good luck, Coach, tomorrow, and thanks for joining us.
All righty. Take care.
All right, that is Coach Harris of Thomas Jefferson. Yes, they sent us 1 player at Syracuse. Hopefully we can get some more from a tremendous program like Thomas Jefferson, who is traveling to Hermitage. And, should be a fun game from what I can tell. Now, look, I'm reading Rob Witham's article because Rob Witham does a tremendous job, and you'll hear from him coming up at the top of the hour at 5 o'clock, or top of the 5 o'clock hour for the Feel Good Thursday. He says the Vikings are hoping to get home field advantage in the quarterfinals. A loss will likely put them on the road. And Hermitage, he says the chances of another home game are slim, but a victory would keep their momentum earned in the back half of the regular season and make them a dangerous opponent for anyone in Class 5 Region C. But yes, Thomas Jefferson has clinched a playoff berth. So they are in, and basically this is just deciding whether or not they play on the road or play at home. And look, I like to be honest with everybody. I'm learning more about the high school. When I first got here, of course, I did some high school stuff, and then I kind of got away from it. We have decided as a station that we're going to do more high school football. So I have kind of had to learn a lot about the teams in the area and things like that. So now I understand why they've played so many games on the road, because they do not have lights. But yeah, I'm rooting for them. Obviously, I want to give the border-to-border karma to Thomas Jefferson as they get ready to play Hermitage. And we appreciate the coach. I literally got an email from the school at like 3:30 saying, here, if you want to call this number, coach should be available. So I appreciate them getting back to me And I appreciate. I think they got a chance. Look, they've played a lot of close games, a lot of one-score games the last month or so, and I think that toughens a team up. I think the ability to be able to play in one-score games and win one-score games or lose in tough ways, I think it makes for a better situation. So good luck to Thomas Jefferson, who has already made the playoffs and is basically deciding whether or not they want to play at home or on the road in the playoffs. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll do our final segment here for a Thursday. Get you set for tomorrow. You're listening to 106.1 ESPN.
Looking for the perfect golf course? Check out RVA's best-kept secret, Queenfield Golf Club, just a few minutes past Mechanicsville. Reserve your tee time today at queenfieldgolf.com.
Discover a university that offers more than just a degree. Whether you're starting college, finishing your education, or preparing for a new career, Liberty University offers more than 700 online and on-campus programs, each designed to help equip you for your calling. If you're looking for flexible K-12 schooling, Liberty University Online Academy is an accredited private school that provides biblically based curriculum. With generous scholarships and tuition discounts, a world-class Christian education is more accessible than you think. Explore your options at liberty.edu/discover. That's liberty.edu/discover.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Bold opinions, hot brews, and well-done food takes. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, host of Fits the Bill. Join us and be part of the conversation every weekday morning from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN Richmond. Let's get into it.
Final segment, 106.1 ESPN. Matt Joseph's here. Thanks to Coach Harris of Thomas Jefferson. If you ever miss an interview, go to our website, espnrichmond.com. Download the app, 106.1 ESPN. That's where we put all of our interviews and hours and stuff like that. Sometimes we miss it. Sometimes we don't get everything up, but we try to. That's where Talking Dukes from yesterday is. If you missed it yesterday, we did it at 5 o'clock instead of 6. This week coming up, Spiders play on Tuesday, so the show will go back to its normal time of 6 o'clock. And so certainly we hope we're talking about another victory for JMU. By the way, I thought it was interesting that Jack on his website, and I don't know who his source is, and I don't know if this is a Bennett thing or a Jack thing, but according to JMU Sports News, JMU is in the mix to be hosting College Game Day when they host Washington State coming up in a few weeks. Now, it's not exactly a glorious matchup, to say the least. Washington State's not great. And, JMU is probably going to beat them by a lot. But I thought it was interesting because it's not exactly a great day on November 22nd. There's not a ton of great matchups. And I think some people are going a little far with this and everything, but it is under consideration. They are not saying it's going to happen. They are just saying it's under consideration, which, look, if you really want to do the conspiracy theory thing, I love conspiracy theories. JMU's unveiling the Marvel helmets for that game. I believe Disney and Marvel are in bed with each other. I feel like Disney Plus has all the Marvel movies. I think they're connected somehow. Would this be an opportunity for Disney to shine a light on the Marvel product by having it College Game Day there on November 22nd? I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. According to the article, it says the other potential games that could get the show, Georgia Tech is hosting Pittsburgh and SMU is hosting Louisville. Well, we already know that since they didn't go to some previous really good ACC games, who knows if maybe that's not an option. USC is at Oregon and Missouri is at Oklahoma, but they've already been to both Oregon and Oklahoma, which, I don't think they would go to the same place over and over again. But who knows? Like, this is, and I just had a very extensive conversation on a podcast about my thoughts on the G5. I've basically boiled it down to USF and JMU. Memphis is fine, but like, I think Memphis is losing again. I think USF is the biggest threat to JMU because USF has two great wins. And even the second great win, like the Boise State win, is not as great because Boise State's kind of tailed off a little bit. But the win over Florida, at Florida, is huge for USF. Now, USF has 2 losses, and there's still a lot of games left because you're probably sitting there saying, well, Memphis, well, Navy, well, North Texas. Memphis still has to play Tulane on Saturday, and at East Carolina the next week. Oh, excuse me, Memphis and Tulane is tomorrow. East Carolina is Memphis's next game after that, and then they play Navy. So that's 3 really tough games for Memphis. Navy still has to play Notre Dame this week. They also get South Florida and Army, excuse me, and then North Texas. Like, everybody's gonna be screaming for North Texas. They're 8-1 with a very bad resume. Their resume is arguably almost worse than JMU's resume. North Texas's best win is Navy, which is slightly better than JMU's best win, which was Old Dominion. But North Texas plays at UAB, at Rice, and Temple the last 3 weeks. They figure to go 11-1, but who did they beat to get there? They beat absolutely nobody. The key will be North Texas beat Washington State 59-10. That might mean that JMU might have to put on some extra points. Is that in that? So we'll see what happens there. I got a text here, and this is, I think, somewhat of a misconception. So there is a story coming out that ESPN Bet is shutting down. So it is in its form of ESPN Bet. ESPN is no longer partnering with Penn Sportsbook, which is the people behind ESPN Bet. ESPN Bet is just going to be renamed, I think, as the Score Bet. They're partnering up with someone new. The Sportsbook's not going away. So if you do have money on ESPN Bet, which I do, you can go to their support people and ask, but I'm pretty sure what's been kind of coming out is they will no longer be known as ESPN Bet. They will not be partnering with Penn Sportsbook anymore, but they're not just going to disappear and steal your money. If you're worried about it, then take your money out now before it actually shuts down. But ESPN Bet, as we know it, is disappearing. And actually, the story says that it looks like ESPN is going to partner with DraftKings to do something with DraftKings and become the official sportsbook of the channel. But, yeah, I'm not, don't worry, they're not stealing your money. And if you think they're going to steal your money, then take it out by December 1st or so. I think that's the date that people are saying it's going to end. If not, just take it out now. I think a lot of people will take it out because they just don't realize that they're not going to steal your money. They're just not going to be ESPN Bet anymore. And I think it kind of shows that not everybody could just get in bed and start a sports book. Not everybody could just sit here and be like, well, we talk sports. We believe in lines. We should have a sports book. No, that's not necessarily always the case. I don't think you can do that, and I think ESPN's learning that by their failed partnership with Penn Sportsbook. Like, it's hard to get in there amongst DraftKings and FanDuel and Caesars and BetMGM and all that stuff. Thanks to our guests today, Coach Harris of Thomas Jefferson and Tim Murray of VEASAN. Tomorrow we're doing 2 hours, 3 to 5. We'll have Brad Franklin, CavsCorner.com. We'll have Jimbo Fisher of the ACC Network and Trent Hendrick of JMU. Those will be our guests for the show tomorrow as we go from 3 until 5. Don't forget, stick around through the break. We'll have the Mashup Hour, Bob's final Mashup Hour of the week, so we'll get his thoughts on the weekend games. We'll get his thoughts on a bunch of other stuff. And then, of course, the Sports Huddle coming up at 5 with the Feel Good Thursday edition coming up as well. Stick around through the break. You're listening to 106.1 ESPN.
Luck Chevrolet has the 3 P's of the car business: product, price, and people. Chevy is a great value product. Luck has 100 years of pricing experience to make your new or used purchase affordable. And Luck has knowledgeable people to guide you through the process. Put them together, and Luck Chevrolet is the answer to your dealership question. Give them a call at 804-798-9261. Visit them on Route 1 in Ashland or go online at luckchevrolet.com. Buy your next truck from Luck. Luck Chevrolet in Ashland.
Your trash is treasure at CNC Colored Recycling. From copper wire to radiator ends, cans to lead batteries, CNC Colored Recycling will pay cash or check for your unwanted scrap metal. No load is too large or too small. Don't dump it, recycle it, and get paid at CNC Colored Recycling, just south of Maple Street on Route 1 in Ashland. Free local container service is available too. CNC Colored Recycling, open every weekday and a half day on Saturday. Check the latest cash scrap prices online right now at cccullet.com. That's CCCULLET.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Amber and Ian. Let me ask you this. Something from 30 years ago. What can you do to this day that you were able to do 30 years ago?
I can lift more now than I could 30 years ago.
I can as an old first baseman, I can still scoop one out of the dirt. And as far as anything else, I got nothing.
I could probably still run a half marathon.
I'd die at 100 yards. Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on Sirius XM Channel 80. Previously on Clinton and Friends.
New York Giants versus the Denver Broncos. You had a matchup of 2 young quarterbacks in Jackson Dart and Bo Nix that felt like the beginning of not what I'm going to call a rivalry, but what is going to be the next generation of future NFL quarterbacks who really know how to get their teams down the field and have a little bit of a moxie element to both of their games that you can never count out.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones pleaded not guilty to wire fraud and money laundering charges in a Brooklyn court today in an illegal gambling probe. Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups' arraignment related to the investigation is set for November 24th. LeBron James, a step closer to his season debut. James, out with sciatica, cleared for full contact basketball activities. Considering how well Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves have been playing, LeBron's role will likely be very different when he returns for the Lakers, says ESPN NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins.
LeBron James could impact the game in so many areas. Do I think he needs to be the primary ball handler? Absolutely not. But we could see LeBron James at the forward position, being a screener, being a roller, right? And being a guy that could play off the ball or spot up three-point shooter.
James could return around the middle of this month. The NHL's greatest rivalry of this generation resumes tonight when Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals visit Sidney Crosby and the Penguins, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN+. Baseball, Padres hired former reliever Craig Stammen as their new manager.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ Chris Candy coming on Friday. I'll tell you why a huge performance against the Bucs will put Drake May in the driver's seat for MVP. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Check this out, y'all.
Audio level full volume. It's go time.
Live from the capital of the Commonwealth. This is the Mashup Hour of Border to Border and the Sports Huddle with Matt Josephs and Bob Black.
Welcome in on a Thursday, 106.1 ESPN. Matt Josephs, Bob Black, literally sitting 30 feet from each other. Not even that. I'm very bad at the metric system here.
How do you measure? 30 feet.
All right, 10 feet?
Man, where's the three-point line if this is 30 feet?
I don't know. I'm not good at that system.
I'd say we're 6 to 8 feet apart.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yes, we've made Jordan have to actually pull out the two-shot because
the two-shot for radio.
There you go. Usually you're at home, you've got your stadium picture behind you, and I'm sitting here. And then today it's you've graced us with your presence because of the Feel Good Thursday edition coming up at the top of the hour.
This is 1980 radio. Two people in a studio, a producer behind the glass, on the other side of the glass. Wow, we're in the Wayback Machine here.
Yes, we certainly are.
This is great. I love it.
I know. It's interesting. It's different. I know. I'm going to have to decide, do I look at the camera? Do I look at you?
Well, now that's different.
Do I look
that's
at the TV?
Not 1980s radio. You never would have heard that phrase uttered in 1980s radio. Two-shot. Come on now.
I got into radio so that way I don't have to look at anybody. I could just look at the wall or look at the TV.
I was the same way.
Now there's people to look
George's
at.
got cameras everywhere.
I know. It's so weird. So we got a lot to get into. We have a fully focused, Bob, because baseball free agency doesn't start for an hour, although it's not like at 5:01 there's going to be 17 signings that get announced.
No. And I mean, I think there's some pretty decent names. Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, Kyle Schwarber. I think there are some, pretty good. Cody Bellinger is out there. Pete Alonso is out there. Ranger Suarez is out there. But it's not going to happen today. You're right. JT Realmuto. I mean, we have a vested interest in this free agent period.
We certainly do.
We do.
We certainly do. But as I said, I mean, NFL free agency, like 17 people have signed because we also have the legal tampering period. And then the NBA, even though there's not a legal tampering period, 17 people announce deals right when it starts. So it's a little bit different, a little bit more reserved, as baseball usually is. It feels like a lot of stuff is more reserved. The baseball trade deadline's more reserved than it feels like the other sports. So why not just keep that going?
It's more orderly.
There you go.
They have an order to things here. But we'll see where those big names go and how long it takes them to go. And then who comes back with their current teams, which could happen as well.
So we got a lot to get into here on the show. We've got some pro football tonight, which obviously Bob can watch.
I can watch that one tonight.
It's on Amazon Prime. The Broncos and the Raiders, 8:15 tonight. Denver, a healthy favorite tonight as expected. But that's an NFL game. We have interesting college football tonight, Bob. 2 games in college football. One is very heavily interested, especially for the JMU fans. South Florida and UTSA tonight. South Florida about a 2-touchdown favorite against UTSA. And I believe South Florida should be the G5 representative right now. But certainly Memphis was the one that made it in the bracket that came out Tuesday night.
But they could be, right?
They
as
could
this
be.
thing moves along.
We don't know. We don't know who's next. That's the fun of this whole thing because none of them were ranked in the top 25. We have no idea what the order is for the G5 aspect.
Yep. South Florida at home tonight, right?
Yep.
So they should win.
They should win. If UTSA wants to upset them, that would be great. That would help out. I think South Florida with 3 losses would be out. I think South Florida with 2 losses normally would be out, Bob, but they have the Boise State win and they have the Florida win at the on the road, which I think is 2 huge wins.
Yeah, that's significant. Those 2 wins are definitely significant. You're right.
So that's tonight, and then App State and Georgia Southern, the Sun Belt, getting their usual Thursday night game, which is another reason why Keith Gill has done a tremendous job with the Sun Belt, getting a Thursday night spotlight game. Now, granted, it's on probably ESPN2 or ESPNU, but still.
Well, for me, that shuts me out again. I've drawn a line in the sand, Matt, and I mentioned it to you just before we came on the air. If this YouTube Disney dispute is not settled by Monday, I'm moving on. Somehow, some way, I am moving on.
I like it.
If it is not settled by Monday, and you know the emphasis on Monday.
Yes, there is a large football game between the tush pushers and the tush push haters.
And the cheeseheads.
Which, by the way, can we just say, and I've said this on my show, I despise Sean McDermott even more now. Sean McDermott, who came out and said the tush push was a health risk and a problem, yet Josh Allen has more tush push touchdowns than Jalen Hurts does.
Can't beat him, join him.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Fraudulent. Not only a fraudulent coach in the playoffs because he can't beat the Chiefs, but fraudulent in that he doesn't care about his players' safety because obviously he's still running the tush push.
Till the end of the year, and then they're going to ban it, and then he'll be happily ever after. But that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, but that's disappointing. And then I would love to see Matt LaFleur, who came out today and said it is what it is. Yeah,
what does that mean?
Like he's not going to run it if he gets the opportunity to as well.
Yeah, of course he is.
Losers.
Absolutely, they are.
Losers. All of them.
I was listening to your conversation about Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
And what you thought they should do, which is basically not play him the rest of the year. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I do think, Matt, they have to look at it differently than we do. Like, they can't assume they're going to be 3-7 at the break. They can't assume they're not going to make the playoffs. I think they have to play this thing out until they're sure that's not going to happen. And by that, here's what I mean. I think they have to rehabilitate Jaden Daniels to the best of their ability. And when he's ready to play, then they make a decision on what to do with him. So I don't know if that makes sense, but like you have to have him rehab. You have to have him do all the medical things that you would normally do. You just do them at the normal pace, whatever that pace is. And if he's ready to play in week 15, then you look at the schedule at week 15 and the standings and the record, and then you make a decision. Like, I don't think there's any need to rush into it today. I think it makes for good sports talk radio, but I don't think there's a need for Adam Peters and Dan Quinn to rush into it today and say, Jaden, you're not playing the rest of the season. Get yourself healthy. I think you sit him down and you say, get yourself healthy. Let's see where we are when the doctors clear you to play, if that makes sense.
Which is funny because I have not seen an official timeline yet, which I think they're allowing themselves to kind of decide if the season. I mean, I think most people agree it's at least 4 weeks. And if there was ligament damage, I think it was longer. And I don't know. Nobody said whether there is or not. I don't think there was. So they're saying at least 4 weeks. Well, all right, 4 weeks means Lions, Dolphins overseas, bye week, Broncos at home. I mean, do we think they're going anything other than 1 and 2 in those three games?
Again, they can't think that way. But what if they do win those 3 games? What does that get them to? 6-6?
6-6.
So now what do you do?
Well, that's different. I'm more so assuming they're going to lose to the Lions.
That's what I mean. They can't be thinking that way. Now, they may have some analytical intern or whatever who is thinking that way for them for the moment. But I think they have to be thinking, let's get him healthy as the clock ticks. Whatever that time frame is that's legit to get him healthy, let's get him healthy and tell him, we will evaluate it then. I just don't think there's any need to jump into this thing now and say we're not going to play you the rest of the season.
Well, he should have never been in this situation anyway because he never should have been in.
Probably not.
Because you realize you're not going to win the game, and you have the Lions coming who are going to be angry for losing last year, and that's an important game anyway. So he shouldn't have been in anyway.
I'm not as adamant about that as you are, and I actually have been kind of pleased as I have done a very unofficial survey of this, there are a decent number of folks out there who are saying the same thing. That I get it. It's wrong. He should have been out. But I also get it, and I understand that why it hadn't happened yet at that point in the game, and something terrible happened. I mean, it was a bad decision, but I'm not quite as adamant about it. I mean, he hasn't played a lot. There's more than 7.5 minutes ago when that drive started. I don't know that I'm thinking that way at that point in the game. So again, wrong decision, bad decision because of what happened. But I don't know that there are too many NFL teams that would have had their starting quarterback out of the game at that point. I just don't. And again, I'm not saying 7.5 minutes when the injury happened. I'm saying 10 minutes when the drive started, which is what I think it was.
I guess.
It's almost a full quarter, and well, not quite. NFL teams just don't do that for whatever reason. I'm not saying they're right. They just don't.
But see, it would look different if the Seahawks had kept Sam Darnold in. They took him out and put Drew Lock in.
Good point.
And look, it's something we could certainly pay attention to over the weekend. How many teams put their backups in? But the offense just wasn't going anywhere.
Maybe more this weekend after what happened last weekend. I hope they learned a lesson from the Commanders and get them out of there.
So there's a little bit of good news. The injury report came out today, and the only ones who did not practice were Jaden and Terry, which we already assumed and we knew, but neither of them were playing. Trey Amos was limited again with the hip injury. Quan Martin went from did not practice to limited with a hamstring. Tyler Owens went from did not practice to limited with the hamstring neck. Colson Yankoff went from limited to limited with the hamstring. And then Bill, full with the tooth. Eddie Goldman, full with the concussion. Johnny Newton, full with the ankle. Laramie Tunsil, full with the hamstring. Bobby Wagner, full with the thumb.
Isn't that kind of what we said yesterday, that list for not only the Commanders but other teams as well is embellished? I mean, I know they have to put it out and they have to be as honest as, air quotes, possible, but it was certainly an embellished, lengthy list that is now down to a legitimate list of 2 players. So now do we think Terry McLaurin, isn't going to play?
Oh, yeah, they said they didn't think he was playing Monday. There was a report, I think, from Ian Rappaport said that they didn't think he was playing Monday.
So they're not going to have Daniels and McLaurin?
And Noah Brown, presumably.
Right.
And unless then, I think, Debo, who's, what's he going to do?
What's the line?
8.
Man, it keeps getting less. What's up with that?
I think there's some people who just don't bet. They just like underdogs. And if you can get a home underdog at a decent price, you're going to take it.
Yeah. They are definitely an underdog.
The Lions have 3 guys who didn't practice. There's one of their safeties, Kirby Joseph. So that helps, but it did not help for the Commanders that the 3 tackles that they use on the offensive line all went from did not practice to limited. So the Lions getting a little bit healthier as the week goes along. But, revenge is a powerful motivator, Bob.
They're going to be ready to go on 2 fronts, losing to them last year in the playoffs and losing to the Vikings last Sunday. That'll be front and center. So I would not go against the Lions this week.
No, I don't think I have a couple friends who are Lions fans who are heading up to the game.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun for them. I went to a Lions Commanders game. What was it? Probably 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was. I went with them to see I sat there with them as a Lions fan, and that's when the upper deck was empty. So not even Lions fans went. That's when the upper decks was empty.
I had a bad experience there with the Eagles-Commanders game. Just such a bad place.
I went for...
I mean, the game was fine. The Eagles crushed them.
No.
But just the stadium and the whole thing. They need that they need that RFK Stadium in a hurry.
I went for 4 or 5 years in a row from Philly down to FedEx Field and did it. And it was fun when we won. And then the one time we lost and it was terrible. And after that, we said, we're never doing that again.
I think I've been there for 3 Eagles, Commanders / Redskins games. I think the Eagles have won all 3 of them, actually.
I mean, we could certainly get into this, but I am not as intrigued about going to games anymore as I used to. I think the fan behavior that we certainly see on Twitter, the fights, the prices, it's just not as appealing if I don't have a press pass.
That is an interesting topic, especially for people in our business. For a while there, I really enjoyed going as a fan because I never really got that chance because I was working. But I think I still enjoy it. I do. Baseball probably more than football because I don't think you have to deal with the things you just talked about for the most part. Every once in a while, maybe. But the prices are what probably keep me away, at least in the NFL, those prices. Even if I had all the money in the world, I don't know that I would still enjoy it. Like, it would still bother me that I'm paying that kind of money to go watch a game.
Yeah, and it's pro. College I have no problem with. And I just think, you sit in the certain sections. I don't want to sit near the student section. I don't want to sit near, all that stuff. But, like, I have no problem going to college games. It's just pro football games in particular. It's just that there's just so much involved and it's so expensive. Mm-hmm. We talked about how expensive beer is up at Northwest Stadium and stuff like that. It's just, it's not fun. And you commit a whole day.
Oh, you do. No doubt.
Because if you're, Northwest Stadium's what, 2.5 hours away with add traffic and then traffic coming home. And then if you want to tailgate, it's a whole day thing now.
So ironically, I think I've told this before, the last time that we went with a large group, like 8 to 10 of us, we all have different allegiances too, which is kind of fun. I mean, we went because it was Eagles, Commanders, and I wanted to go. I probably started the whole thing. But by the time we went, we had friends wearing Steelers jerseys, Lions jerseys, Cowboys jerseys, Eagles jerseys, Commanders. So that part of it was fun. And we did get up there early enough to tailgate. That was the best part of the whole day. Like I think I've mentioned, that I love whatever parking lot we stumbled onto, which wasn't very far from the stadium. I don't think it cost us that much. You got like double parking spaces so that you had room to park your car and set up your grill and cooler, and you weren't taking somebody else's parking space. So it eliminated those fights right away. And then we couldn't actually get our grills started. And I, in my Eagle paraphernalia, walked over to some Commander fan who had just lit up his grill and asked him about it. He came over. He helped us. He lit our grill for us. We gave him a hot dog and a hamburger to thank him. It was like, all about it. It was great. Then we made the walk to the stadium to go to the game, and everything changed. It just the whole vibe, attitude, atmosphere. I don't know why we're getting off on this tangent. Everybody knows it. It's why they're building a new stadium. And we were under an overhang, couldn't even see the scoreboard. It was miserable. I couldn't wait to get out of there. Yet we stayed till the end because that's what I do as a fan.
What do you do?
That is what I do.
That's what I do for the most part.
And the Eagles were winning big, so it was enjoyable. If they had been losing, I probably would have left. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So that's what's and it'll be interesting to see how many Lions fans are there on Sunday.
Yes, I think they'll have a good contingent.
Oh, I think so, too.
I really do.
I think so too, because I think a lot of Commanders fans are selling their tickets and just saying, "I'm good."
If I could get it at a decent price, I would go. Okay. I mean, I got a Lions fan in the house, so we'll see.
There you go. You can go. I'll sit home and watch it.
I'm going to sound old, and I'm going to be like, I think my couch is calling be a lot more comfortable than making that drive and blah 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 and whatever. That sounds really old, Matt. I hate doing that. I want to be excited. I want to be able to go, but yeah, the couch.
Sounds really good.
Sounds really good.
Air conditioning.
You're not convincing me any other way.
It's heat nowadays.
Yes,
heat
it
sounds
is.
good.
Yeah, could have the roaring fireplace going.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
Good food that you didn't pay. You paid for it, but
And it's not on ABC, ESPN, so I have no problem. I think I'm going to put that out there to people. Maybe that would light a fire, so to speak. If I can't watch Eagles-Packers on Monday Night Football, where do I go to watch that game? Like, is there a really good place? Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you go to your favorite
place. What is that? I don't normally do that. I watch the games at home.
We don't have a lot of sponsors, so I can't really promote any place.
I don't care. We're not promoting. This is just data. I'm not going to give their phone number and email address. I just want to know, what's a good place to go?
I mean, B-Dubs. Or Wooden Iron.
Wooden Iron's close to my house. That's a real good possibility, actually.
The place you just had the coaches show today?
Bar West.
Yeah.
They are a sponsor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, indirectly.
Indirectly,
they're a sponsor.
Yeah.
That would be a very friendly place to go watch it, actually. That's not bad.
Go find the Eagles bar. I don't know. Home team, I think, might be. I mean, last time I went to home team for a game, there was all Eagles fans to watch.
All right.
Those are some. That's
Here's
some
my
of the
other
places.
old guy problem. It's like 8:30 at night before this game starts on a Monday night. I got a basketball game on Tuesday night. See, that's ruining this for me because here's what I would be doing Monday night. I'd be sitting like at the kitchen table, scribbling my game prep for Richmond, William, and Mary on Tuesday night and watching the Eagles game. That's like the ultimate multitasking, right there. I love that, but I'm not about to go walk into a bar with my file folder and red pen and be scribbling notes while I'm trying to watch the Eagles game.
No.
These are first world problems. I understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but still, I'm mad at YouTube, and I filled out a survey, one of these online things, and the questions were, who do you blame more, YouTube, Disney,
both,
neither, both, and I checked both.
Both. The
Definitely
people with
check
too
both.
much money.
Yeah, both have too much money. You're exactly right.
327-0888. That is the phone number, the text line. We can make that the poll question, Bob. Who do you blame the YouTube thing on? And it's both of them.
It is both of them.
It's everybody.
It is.
It's secretly Disney's fault.
The worst part of it, in the article I read in The Athletic today, so it was good substance, is that neither side needs to be in a hurry to solve this. Not only does neither side want to be, they don't need to be because of the billions and trillions of dollars that they already have. Even though ESPN is the worldwide leader and YouTube is the leading streaming service with 10 million subscribers out there, neither one of them apparently needs to solve this because they have enough money otherwise. How sad is that?
No, nobody thinks about us.
Nope.
Nobody thinks about us.
Poor little consumer.
Yeah, the ones who keep them in business. The people who watch the Disney movies and watch ESPN and
apparently they still have enough people keeping them in business that they don't care about, those of us that need to watch ESPN.
Disappointing.
And with all these college basketball games coming up, yeah, it's that's going to be the next poll question is where do you turn after YouTube? Where am I going? What's the best deal out there?
Cable.
Yeah, I want to know the numbers.
Going back to cable.
Do I have to sign like a 2-year agreement? Can I just do it on a month-to-month? Do I get Masson or Monumental as part of the package with ESPN and Disney? All the stuff that I care about.
We'll see what happens. All right, so we have a guest coming up at around 4:30 or so.
Yes.
Dennis Bickmeyer is joining us to officially announce Cheer and Gear. So we'll have him on for a little bit. And we got this is your last show, so we got to get your thoughts on JMU Marshall, UVA Wake Forest, Liberty, Missouri State. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do Liberty, Missouri State.
And who's Tech got?
Tech is off.
Oh.
Tech is off this weekend.
They're going to win the bye week.
They've got they are off and ODU is off. So therefore we have two.
That's going to make our Big Five kind of quirky next week, isn't it?
Yeah. Always does.
With 40% of our teams on a bye.
Always does.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that as well, and we'll take you up until 5 o'clock when the Feel Good Thursday edition of the Sports Huddle will take over. You're listening to 106.1 ESPN.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Linux dealer. Online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
Hey, sports fans, this is Ross Luck from Luck Chevrolet, and we support local sports on the 106.1 ESPN. Now back to the Sports Huddle with Bob Black.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Richmonders love Pella, Virginia, and it's easy to see why. Pella gives you more, so you can feel confident choosing us for your window and door projects. While other companies may offer just 1 or 2 options, Pella has a full range, wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, so you get quality and customization, not just a quick fix. When you choose Pella, we'll handle everything from order to installation. Right now, get 60% off qualifying installations or 60 months no interest. Find out more at PellaVirginia.com. Some restrictions apply.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 23510.
A birth injury turns the best day of your life into the worst. Hospitals deny. Insurance companies delay and off pennies. At Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, we don't let them get away with it. We stand with you. We fight for you, and we win for your family's future. Call 877-222-6666 or visit Shannara.com. Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. We go deeper. We fight harder. We win big.
This is advertising material.
The early reviews are in for Richmond's only local morning sports talk show.
Hey, Fitz, man, you're doing a great job. First, I want to give you a shout out to that. You and Alan are doing a great job, man.
Join the convo and start your day with Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick every weekday.
Listen, guys, I love your show. I really do. Appreciate listening to it every morning.
Clock in to Fitz the Bill every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Welcome back. 106.1 ESPN Mashup Hour. Bob and Matt here, taking up until 5 o'clock. And Bob, I literally just said this to you during the break. The old school Denver Broncos orange crush jerseys, they are beautiful. I hope those are what they're wearing tonight.
I thought you said you weren't much of a jersey guy.
So I'm not.
Me either.
But like, certain ones speak to me. You know what else looked good was the old school Seattle jerseys that they wore Monday night against the Commanders. The old school, like, blue, I don't know which kind of blue, marine blue, whatever blue it is. Like, those are pretty sweet.
Are those the ones you like that are on the screen right now?
Yep. Yeah, certainly not those. Those are the modern version of that.
Oh, okay. Orange jersey, white pants, though.
Correct. The orange crush jerseys going back to the Three Amigos days.
I don't like the same color on same color, jersey and pants.
I think that's more of a newer thing, though, right?
I think the kids like that. They're not marketing for us older people.
No, I'm not.
I don't like them. I'm not. I need a little contrast. So anyway, and I'm not trying to be rude to our viewing audience out there, the millions that are watching on the stream, because I'm turning away from the camera. But it's just been so long since I've seen ESPN that it's great to look over my left shoulder and see NFL Live up there on the TV screen. So I apologize.
No, it's fine. That's how I noticed the Broncos jerseys, because I just think that they're pretty awesome, to say the least.
Yeah, I'll watch some of that tonight. Yes, I certainly will.
Yeah. Do you get the same opinion that I do, that Kirk Herbstreit's very good at his job, but he does not have the same passion for the NFL games that he does for college?
I think that's probably correct. I do. I mean, I think he's a college guy, and they shoehorned him into the NFL because he's good. He's good on the air. He's knowledgeable. He's going to do his homework. All of that. So I agree with you. But I still think he does a solid job with the NFL. But I think certainly that between, the game day and flying to wherever he's going to go to do that game that night, I think that kind of fires him up, charges him up.
Yeah, I'm not saying he does a bad job, although I still disagree when he was saying the bad stuff about Carson Wentz. Now that we know he was playing through a torn labrum, when he said, "Oh, you got to be a leader and hide that sort of stuff," and like he got killed, rightfully so, for that.
Yep.
Now that we know he was playing through a torn labrum, I wonder if Kirk is like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Backpedals a little bit.
Yeah.
So. You want to take one quick call, and then I know we got Dennis Bickmeyer coming on. Dennis understands the machinations of radio. He could wait a minute or two.
Let's go to Roger. What's going on, Roger?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good.
You mentioned the Three Amigos. Can you name them?
So that was Vance Johnson, Ricky Nattiel, and Ed McCaffrey?
No.
Oh.
Was he?
I don't know. I think. Who was it?
Was it Mark Jackson?
Maybe it was Mark Jackson, and I think the running back was Sammy Winder of that team. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, can you name the posse?
Oh, well,
that's Gary Clark.
Yeah. Art Monk and Ricky Sanders.
Oh, okay.
I definitely got.
I just checked.
Nattiel, Johnson, and Jackson, by the way, to answer your question.
So you were right, Roger. It was the third one. All right.
Yeah, you were right.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, gentlemen, I just wanted to ask that question.
That's good. You're always good at that, Roger. I remember some of our discussions about that several years ago. That kind of stoked the fire. So we appreciate that.
So, Roger, do you want Pete Alonso back, or are you looking to wipe the slate clean with him?
I would love to have him back, really, because I think he protects Soto. I don't know who else is out there that's going to do the things that Alonso did, especially playing good first base, too. He's a pretty good defensive guy also.
Well, I'll enhance your opinion, Roger, because as a Phillies fan, I would take Pete Alonso.
No, I would not.
I would. I would take Alonso, and I'd move Harper back to the outfield. I'm getting rid of Nick Castellanos anyway, and so that would make my team better. I'll take Alonso, but I'm glad to hear that as a Mets fan who's had him all these years, you would still take him back. So, good stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's loved in New York.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
He's loved in New York. So.
Yep. Roger, thanks.
Gentlemen.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks. Yeah, Ricky Natile, Vance Johnson, Mark Jackson.
It's disappointing. I didn't get the third one.
You didn't get the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have gotten Sanders on the posse. I knew Gary Clark because I remember calling his games when he was at James Madison. And, of course, Art Monk is a Syracuse guy.
And he played for the Eagles, right? Didn't he end his career as an Eagle?
We lived in the same dorm my freshman year.
You and Art Monk?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passed him in the hall a few times, but, that was about it. Didn't talk to him.
These are the questions I needed at Sports Trivia at Bar West.
Yes.
If these were not the questions that we got.
That would have been a good one.
That would have been nice.
The Three Amigos, that would have been good.
I would have loved that.
I haven't seen when the sports trivia is coming back there. I'll find that out.
You have to find that out.
Yeah,
I'll go back and do. Although it's not as good as I like because there's not as much interaction. There's not the host doesn't read the questions. You're looking at a computer screen.
Oh yeah, no, I need the host.
I need the host to. There's some very good hosts.
Autumn was the hostess of that.
She was technically, but she was. Hey, come up and take the code off the TV so you can put it on your phone. She didn't really read the questions or anything.
Yeah, I need somebody.
I need the charismatic trivia master.
She's misplaced in that. I'm going to recommend that to her, that she become really the hostess.
Yeah,
the PA, MC.
Now I have to see when Sammy Winder was the running back. I should have not volunteered that information without.
You do
knowing.
that while we take a break, and Dennis Bickmeyer joins us next. We'll talk some cheer and gear, which is coming back to the Henrico Sports and Events Center. On Thursday, December 4th. I guess I'm stealing his thunder, although we've already announced that. Mentioned that before. But he's going to give us the details. Next, Mashup Hour 106.1 ESPN.
High school football under lights, and Dave & Buster's right there with you. Proud sponsor of our high school football coverage on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Dave & Buster's in Short Pump is your post-game destination. Bring the whole team or the whole family. Just bring your appetite. 4001 Brownstone Boulevard in Glen Allen. Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch with 106.1 ESPN Richmond, where Richmond talks sports.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. People often ask me why our mattresses last so long. The answer is simple. We build them right. Not only are OMF mattresses durable, they give you peace of mind from day one. When you invest in a mattress from OMF, you're investing in better sleep tonight and smart savings for years to come. No more frequent replacements, no more wasted time shopping. To learn more about the true value of durability, visit originalmattress.com and read our latest blog on getting the most from your mattress investment.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Why listen to those national shows that don't talk about Richmond when you can tune in to Fits the Bill? We're live, local, and all about RVA sports. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, bringing you bold takes, big stories, and the coverage that matters to you. Join me every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN Richmond, because no one covers sports in Richmond like we do.
Welcome back. Bob and Matt in the Ortho, Virginia 106.1 ESPN Richmond studio together. Jordan on the other side of the glass producing this afternoon. No one does the Christmas season and cheer and gear like we do with our good buddy Dennis Bickmeyer from up at the Henrico Sports and Events Center, who joins us on the line this afternoon. A little bit of an anticlimactic announcement because we've already been talking about this for several weeks, and the last time Dennis was in the studio with us, we were talking about it as well. But Dennis, thank you for joining us. We did want to give you the honor and the pleasure to officially kind of ring the bell and start the countdown, which is less than a month away already, to this year's Cheer and Gear event up there at the Henrico Sports and Events Center.
Yeah, thank you so much. And again, it's been great to partner with you guys and the Salvation Army. And you're in the Ortho, Virginia studio. They're big partners of this as well. But, yeah, now that we're into November, and I know there's been a lot of discussion in the media about as soon as Halloween's over, people jump right into, Christmas decorations and holiday decorations and stuff. And we're certainly in that mode as well, just to get ready for Cheer and Gear. And the donations and people coming out on December 4th, you guys will be out there broadcasting at the Henrico Sports and Event Center and make a donation of, sports equipment, balls, soccer balls, footballs, basketballs, especially for that age group 13 to 17. That's the one that Salvation Army really likes us to focus on as well. The teenagers, make sure that they're not forgotten, but we always – any of those donations for sports equipment is greatly appreciated.
Dennis, give us kind of the why that this all comes together and works and has worked for so long. Obviously, the Henrico Sports and Events Center has been a partner since it's been in business, but this thing obviously predates that, goes back to the Greg Burton, Sean Ryan era, but kind of why this actually works to the degree that it does for all the partners, and then, as you said, for the youngsters who will get all this great sporting goods equipment.
Yeah, well, first of all, I fell in love with this event, as you said, when Greg was doing it before, and I got into town at the Richmond Raceway, and from that very first year, we were very supportive of everything that you guys were doing at ESPN Richmond to support the Salvation Army. And then, just the synergy, as you say, the new Sports and Events Center and what we're trying to do to get equipment into the hands of young people. And that's what's really where the connection is as well. And then, we were able to layer some other things on top of it these last 2 years that we've been working on this together, where we had a VCU women's basketball game. We had a U of R women's basketball game. This year, we're going to partner this event up on December 4th with our Battle of the Badges, police versus fire basketball game. They already put out their hype video today as well that'll start circulating around on social media for that game. But again, I think it's a way to get the community to come out and see the sports center as well. But I think you've heard me say this before, even with our partnership with Virginia Sports Hall of Fame. I want young people to fall in love with sports, whether they want to play sports or work in them like me, or just, come out and participate and get outside or get into the indoor facility and move around and just, participate in, like I said, participate in sports.
And the stars come out for this as well, right? I mean,
right.
we've had, Rob Ukrop has come by. Parney always stops by. We've had, some of the high school teams, whether it's Benedictine or Atlee or Manchester. Laurie Warren has been out there as well from the raceway. So it really is kind of fun that all the stars also stop by and become a part of this.
That's right, yeah. And Parney and I are going to be shooting a video as well to help promote the cheering gear. So we'll be getting that out into the social media world in the next week or so. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just that great sports community that we have here. All those names that you listed, Lori and Rob, and everyone who's involved, the Squirrels and Nutsy and Natasha have been out, and I mean, Coach Roussel, came out last year. Obviously, they were playing, but the University of Richmond men's basketball team, they've been out, I think, the last 2 years, helping us unload cars and load up the bins and stuff like that. So it really is a unique opportunity for all of us as a sports community to give back as well.
Yeah, and to kind of hammer home the point also that we don't need to do just one sport. Any sport could be involved here, and certainly anything that can be donated is certainly appreciated. Yeah, no doubt. We had a starter set of golf clubs last year. I'm all for that. Getting golf clubs in kids' hands. Let's do it. But yeah, I think that's right. I mean, and again, any size ball or bat or any of those things that really work well for our young people and spread some joy on Christmas Day for them to get some gifts like this. So definitely be creative as well.
I also am reading, Dennis, and I don't remember this happening the last couple of years, and maybe you just kept us away from him. But I hear Santa might make an appearance.
Yeah, we're talking about celebrities, and I can't forget Santa as well. But yeah, Santa will be there as well. So again, bring the family out, because it's not just make the donation, stick around, watch the police versus fire basketball game, and our partners, over at Recreation and Parks. They're also going to have some other kids' activities set up. So we're really, again, creating an event around this, kind of a fun family evening out on December 4th.
Now, let me see if I've got this straight, though, Dennis. And I guess this pecking order makes sense. Santa's going to be there from 5 to 7, and Santa's going to be set up in the nice warm lobby. And Matt and Bob are going to be sitting out on the sidewalk in the cold, huddled around the kerosene heater. Is that accurate?
That's right. That's accurate. Yes, yeah. But Santa's used to the cold, so I'm sure he's going to make some appearances out there as well, especially for the photo ops.
I would hope so. I would absolutely. It's a great time. We have a blast doing it. Jack's going to be out there at lunchtime before we actually start broadcasting. He'll be out there from noon to 1. Greeting people who bring the sporting goods equipment by. And then Matt and I will broadcast live from 3 to 6, and I'm sure you'll be hanging around during that time frame, and many of the others as well. And we really have come to totally enjoy this event year in and year out. I know the holiday season, as you mentioned at the outset, is already underway. If you watch TV, you know it's underway. But we love kind of using that as our own personal little kickoff to the month of December is the holiday season. So we really appreciate your partnership in this and look forward to being out there on the 4th.
Yeah, same to you guys. Obviously can't do it without you guys. And let's break last year's, well, at least we're calling it a record, but I think we filled up like 6 bins last year. So we want to push past 6. So and just one quick thing. You mentioned the high schools that come out. Kind of that same thing. We're really trying to reach out to the high schools and kids helping kids. Like, there's nothing better than that. So we're going to be pushing that message as well.
And by the way, those aren't small bins either. Those are really large bins that we've been filling up. So maybe we can get to double figures this year. That would be a lofty goal, to get to like 10 bins filled would be pretty impressive for us.
We need everyone's help spreading the word.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you out there then. I know we got you coming back here in the studio before then also, right? I think at the end of November.
Definitely, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, got few different things to talk about. As we kind of use these for some updates on the arena project. So, yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys in a week or so.
And, hey, by the way, Dennis, in all seriousness, and I know I did this privately, but publicly, our condolences to you and your family.
Thank you.
On the loss of your mom. A great person and a life long and well-lived. I'm sure, and I know you were dealing with that the last time you were in this studio, so it is much appreciated, and our thoughts and wishes are with you.
I appreciate that on behalf of our family. So, yeah, thank you. 1 week away from our 97th, so it was definitely a life well lived. So thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Dennis, we will see you in the studio, and then really look forward to seeing you out there at the Henrico Sports and Events Center on December 4th.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Dennis, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, I took your message to me before we started really to heart there. I dominated that because you said
Fine.
you're the professional.
You are the professional. This is a very serious interview and very
give me a break.
Serious topics and things like that. So I let you just do what you need to.
Oh, give me a break.
It's what's happening. What happened on Cheering Gear Day too. You just
No, I didn't.
steamroll right through me and everything. It's okay. I need to learn how to do that.
I'm going to go hang with Santa, and you can do all the interviews.
No, that's fine. I will share the spotlight with you as I always do.
I will share the spotlight with you, for sure. Anyway.
But yeah, we're looking forward to that, and certainly anything you can bring is always important because we're trying to help the kids out.
Can I tell you, I really had a blast. I went to I don't even remember where. I'm trying to do a commercial, of course, Walmart or Target or whatever, so that I could pick up like a football and a basketball to bring, which I did. It was just so much fun to walk through the toy aisles for once and the sporting good aisles at one of these big box stores, because my kids are long gone and not long gone, they're long grown, and I don't do that. It was just that part of it was fun to me, let alone bringing it to the event and slam dunking them into those bins. It was just fun to go out and get them and see all the toys and sporting goods.
We need to make sure to represent all the sports. All of them need to get involved.
Yeah, what would be the creative sporting goods equipment?
Marbles.
Oh, that's not bad.
Although I don't think marbles are very popular nowadays.
No, it's a little old-fashioned on the marbles front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to think about that. What would be my sporting? Well, my goal in later life, whenever that happens, is to become a fisherman. I want to learn how to fish.
Gosh.
I do.
I've done that twice.
How'd it go?
Not very well.
Were you out on the boat or just off a pier or off the pond or the lake, or what'd you do?
Once on the boat, once on a pier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't go well?
I mean, I did it more at summer camp, but that was when there was people who knew what they were doing. I went twice with my parents, and that they didn't know what they were doing, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, no, that's
not
just
good.
not. Yeah. No, I want to go with some folks who know what they're doing, and I want to learn how to fish.
Okay.
So maybe I'll bring some kind of fishing gear to Cheering Gear this time around.
Okay, as long as you bring the hat, too.
Oh, you got to have the good hat?
You have to have the hat, the floppy hat.
The floppy hat, and you put the hooks right in the hat, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe I'll do that. We'll see. But I did. I had fun going. I just bought a football and a basketball last year, I think. Maybe a baseball. I'm sure I bought a baseball.
Of course you bought a baseball. Of course you did.
All right. Anyway, thanks to Dennis Bickmeyer. My apologies for asking more than half the questions.
You are perfectly fine.
No, we'll let you handle that next time. All right, let's get a break in here. Got another segment to go. We'll take you up to 5 o'clock. And then Rob and Sean will be in here, and they can dominate the high school football conversation when we do our Feel Good Thursday edition. I guess it's our last one of the regular season, right?
Yeah, last one of the regular season. Yeah. That really heats up.
We got a big one this weekend, the Huguenot-Manchester game, where Allen will be at Huguenot tomorrow night. So Charles Scott, the head coach of the Huguenot Falcons, will join us in the 5 o'clock half hour. So.
And TJ and Hermitage.
Oh.
Go TJ.
Because that's whose coach you just had on?
That's who I just had on. We threw some karma behind that, and I'm rooting for TJ. Plus, they sent a very good player to Syracuse.
Right?
Yeah. So anybody who wants to help fuel Syracuse's success, I will certainly root for.
Absolutely. All right. Anyway, let's take a break. Yes, as I said, Rob Witham, Sean Robertson, they'll be in here at 5 o'clock. We'll do our Feel Good High School segment. Coach Scott from Huguenot is scheduled to join us. And I only say scheduled because this is normally practice time. Now, it is the day before the game, so it might be a little lighter of a practice, and hopefully he'll be able to join us. So he's scheduled to join us in the 5 o'clock half hour. All right, break time for us. Come back on the other side, wrap up the Mashup Hour. 804-327-0888 if you'd like to join in on 106.1 ESPN.
Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has expert technicians, plus industry-leading Lennox equipment. Learn more about special saving opportunities online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
Richmonders love Pella, Virginia, and it's easy to see why. Pella gives you more, so you can feel confident choosing us for your window and door projects. While other companies may offer just one or two options, Pella has a full range: wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, so you get quality and customization, not just a quick fix. When you choose Pella, we'll handle everything from order to installation. Right now, get 60% off qualifying installations or 60 months no interest. Find out more at PellaVirginia.com. Some restrictions apply.
When flying out of Richmond, just park and go. Richmond's Park and Go provides door-to-door shuttle service to the terminal, so there's no waiting, no hassle, and it's safe and secure. For the best deal in airport parking, simply visit and book a reservation at bookparkgo.com or just download their app in the Play Store. They're ready for you 24/7, 365 days a year for your airport parking needs. Come see how easy and hassle-free airport parking can really be at Park and Go.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The radio's all yours now.
You want Richmond sports talk in the morning? I got you covered. I'm Jack Fitzpatrick, host of Fits the Bill, the only local morning sports talk show coming at you weekdays 8 to 10 a.m. on ESPN Richmond.
All right, a couple minutes left here. We do have some state basketball tonight, Bob.
Uh-oh, here you go on a tirade again, right?
Loosely. ODU is hosting Randolph College, and Hampton is playing Mid-Atlantic Christian. Those two teams could very simply play each other instead, but that's all right. Whatever. I've said my piece.
We do have a lot of people that listen to us because as they filtered into the Robbins Center last night, I got several comments about yours and my comments about Richmond and others playing non-Division I teams. So they were obviously listening last night.
I'm just looking. ODU's not playing Hampton this year. Just switch out these opponents and play each other. I'll never understand.
Again, we're on the same page on this one. I mean, I think Richmond got out of last night what it needed to get out of last night. Wasn't anything great, wasn't anything bad. I feel like I learned more about them from the exhibition against James Madison than I did from the game against Southern Virginia, but I was still even a little more encouraged again by what I saw from Richmond. Athleticism comes to mind immediately, so at least they got a little bit out of it, but I'm glad that one's behind us.
Yes.
And we move on to East Carolina for Richmond on Saturday night. And I love the VCU Utah State. That's a sneaky good game tomorrow night.
In Frisco, Texas.
Yeah, that's a good one. What's that on? I cringe as I wait for an answer. I guess I could look that up just as easily.
I don't know. I'm trying to guess. My guess is maybe Peacock, but I don't know. I'm going to look and see. But that is a fun game.
Yes, it is.
They're going to be.
Yes, it is.
I don't no idea what Urban Edge Network is. That is what it says on VCU's
I don't think
webpage.
I get that. I just don't think I get that one.
Maybe VCU will have some sort of link to something, but I have never heard of TV Urban Edge Network.
Yeah, me either.
I don't even know I'm looking up what that is.
Yes. So, a VCU fan will be able to tell us.
Yes, exactly.
I hope.
All right, Bob. Last couple minutes here.
Yes.
Thoughts on JMU Marshall and UVA Wake Forest?
I definitely like the state teams in both of them. I think Wake will give Virginia another close game, but I don't think the magic has run out on UVA, and they will be at home, and they're playing for a heck of a lot. So I like UVA. Again, 1-score game probably, but I do like them to win, and 2-score game for JMU to win.
We'll see. It's important. Games on
both of them.
ESPN too, and both of them have to UVA less so with regard to like the margin of victory, because if they just keep winning, they don't have to worry about it. JMU has to win and win by a nice margin.
Yep. I'll give it a couple score game for JMU. The way they're playing right now, no doubt, they're playing their best football right when they should be, right into the heart of November and on into the postseason.
And only one player listed on the participation report.
That's good also, especially this time of year. If you can be healthy in the middle of November after all the football you've played and really been going at it since early August, that's pretty good right there. That puts them in good shape.
So we'll see what happens there. And then there's Liberty. They're hosting Missouri State. We will at least mention that game, and they should win. They're about a touchdown favorite. And they, with some chaos in front of them, will get some help potentially to make the Conference USA championship game.
That would be their goal. So we have 3 teams playing this week and 3 FBS teams playing this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. I think they all win.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. Okay. 5 o'clock hour coming up. Sports Huddle. Feel good Thursday high school football coverage. Rob Witham, RVA Sports Network. Sean Robertson, CBS 6. Well, I saw at the Spider game last night after doing the VCU game on Monday night. So he's been a busy guy. He'll be in the studio with us as well, and we will preview the top high school games coming up on the last weekend of the regular season.
And then tomorrow we'll also have Border to Border from 3 until 5. We will hear from Brad Franklin, CavsCorner.com, Trent Hendrick, the local prop for JMU, and Jimbo Fisher of the ACC Network.
What a lineup.
So that'll be fun tomorrow from 3 until 5. Thanks to Jordan. Stick around through the break. 106.1 ESPN.
Serving Richmond and beyond for over 20 years, Bonaire Shell features a full line of automotive services. Check out BonaireShell.com, loaded with coupons, specials, and more to see all that they can do for your car and your peace of mind. And now with their Fuel Rewards program, you can save at least 5 cents per gallon on every fill-up. Learn more at FuelRewards.com. Go see the team at Bonaire Shell, 8762 West Huguenot Road. Go to BonairShell.com or call them at 272-3232. That's 272-3232.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, plus the leading technology from Lennox. Now that's a perfect duo. For a limited time, we're offering up to $1,500 in rebates, or qualified buyers make no payments, incur no interest for 60 months when financing a new Lennox system. Plus, receive up to $2,600 in federal tax credits. Call Herman W. Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 804-746-5853, or visit us online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com to learn more.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Over there's the water.
Whoosh, whoosh. And look at all this stuff I'm standing on. It's called sand, and it's everywhere.
This woman may sound silly to you and me.
It's made up of little tiny pieces of rocks. Teeny little pieces of rocks.
But to her 2-year-old son exploring the world around him, she makes perfect sense.
How does it feel when you touch the sand? Is it warm? Uh-huh. It's hard to hold in your hand, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Learning starts long before school does, and children are naturally curious. They want to learn, so follow their lead. Take simple, everyday moments like sorting laundry or playing on the beach and turn them into learning moments.
Is this water? No. Very good. This is sand. Oh, no, it's not food. It's sand. We don't eat sand.
Turn everyday moments into learning moments. Find out how at bornlearning.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the ESPN studio, presented by Ortho Virginia. Find one of Ortho Virginia's orthopedic locations at orthovirginia.com. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1 ESPN.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Former NBA player and assistant coach Damon Jones pleaded not guilty to wire fraud and money laundering charges in a Brooklyn court today in an illegal gambling probe. Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups' arraignment related to that investigation is set for November 24th. NFL Week 10 begins tonight with the Broncos hosting the Raiders. Denver certainly on a hot streak, 6 straight wins, and could be the team that finally ends the Chiefs' nearly decade-long AFC West reign, says ESPN NFL analyst Ryan Clark.
Outside of playing the Kansas City Chiefs twice, you think about only the Packers left on their schedule. I think with where they stand at 7-2, right, and 5-4, and the difficulty of the remaining schedule, the Denver Broncos are going to be the team that win the AFC West.
New Colts cornerback Sauce Gardner cleared concussion protocol and is expected to make his Indy debut Sunday against Atlanta in Germany. Baseball, Don Mattingly is leaving his role as bench coach of the Blue Jays. The team did exercise manager John Schneider's contract for 2026. Wisconsin football coach Luke Fickell will return in 2026. The 2-6 Badgers currently winless in Big Ten play.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Friday. I'll tell you why a huge performance against the Bucs will put Drake May in the driver's seat for MVP. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Live from the capital of the Commonwealth, it's hour number 2 of the Sports Huddle with Bob Black. Joined by CBS 6's Sean Robertson and RVA Sports Network's Rob Witham. Let's talk high school sports. We're also streaming at ESPNRichmond.com or on the 106.1 ESPN Richmond app. Call or text 804-327-0888 to join in on the conversation. Now, here's Bob, Sean, and Rob on the Sports Huddle Feel Good Thursday.
Welcome inside our Ortho Virginia 106.1 ESPN Richmond studio on a feel-good Thursday, the last of the regular season. It's kind of paradoxical there. How can it be feel good if it's the last Thursday of the regular season already? It's blaring on Rob's RVA Sports Network website, Week 11. High school football. Rob Witham, Sean Robertson. How did this happen, fellas? How are we at the last week of the regular season already?
The older you get, the quicker it goes.
The quicker they go. And maybe the better the football is? I don't know.
I think so. I definitely think so. I think we're in for a treat this week.
Hang on. We're going to push the button. See, we have a real producer now.
Jordan set me up. That's
did.
what that was.
He's got to push extra buttons.
You know,
he's got the cameras going, so make sure you all are smiling.
When he helps out on a Saturday, then all of a sudden the wind, the brain goes a little bit.
Yep.
Thank you again, Jordan, for pinch hitting on Saturday. I appreciate that.
What did he do?
He filled in because we had a game moved to Saturday.
Oh.
We had Thomas Dale and Petersburg get moved to Saturday, and he pinched hit.
As a videographer?
As a videographer.
Nice job, Jordan.
Made the trip to Andrew White Stadium to see Thomas Dale get the win. Trying to get closer to that number 2 seed in Region 6A, currently tied with Manchester. They'll be the biggest Huguenot fan tomorrow night.
Will they ever?
Yes.
So what happened, fellas, in Week 10 that has set the stage for Week 11? Where would you go with that?
First place I would go is the private scene.
Oh.
With Trinity's win over Benedictine, which completely flipped the script It looked like you're going to have to go to the Abbey to win the state championship all year long, and Trinity said, not so fast. And here we go again. Trinity will be the 1 seed, Benedictine the 2. They both host on Saturday afternoon. St. Chris will go to Benedictine. Norfolk Academy comes up to Trinity, and we'll see what happens. But suddenly the Titans assert themselves.
But Benedictine almost stole it.
Yep, almost.
They were up 20-0 in the first half.
Wow.
Benedictine got a late touchdown to make it 21-20, and then Davion Fat Rat Brown, the former Penn State commit, a 96-yard touchdown with 43 seconds left.
Is that really his nickname?
Yeah, Fat Rat. It used to be Fat Cat, but it's a Fat Rat. Yeah. I guess he was, when he was a little pudgy when he was a baby, so they called him Fat Rat. So, scored 3 touchdowns in the win. He had a 70-plus yarder in the first half. He had a 3-yard touchdown run, and then the 96-yarder with 43 seconds left.
Yeah, Benedictine have been kind of playing with fire for the last month, finding ways to eke out wins. And sometimes when you get in a situation like that, it'll come back to bite you one time, and that's exactly what happened.
No doubt.
Yep. But credit to them to coming back and almost, like I said, stealing that and then having home field there. But if any team can win on the road, in the state playoffs, it would be Benedictine. The last team to do that was Benedictine to win a state title.
You're absolutely right. What about Week 10 for you? What else stood out?
I think Varina has their front seven is as good as any front seven in the state. No question about it. Bull Richardson, Hood, the linebacker, the corners. They hold a team that really could run the football in Highland Springs to 42 yards on the ground. Eric Bird, they shut him down, forced Antoine Richardson to beat them through the air, was unable to do so. That was a very impressive showing by Varina on the road at Highland Springs, trying to creep up to get that number 2 seed. But they're going to be one of those teams in 4 where they're going to say, and Marcus Lewis said this on the show a few weeks ago, they don't care where they're going to play. You're going to see Varina. Then, you have to go to Louisa. That's going to be interesting, too, if they get to that next round. But that was a very impressive show. I thought one of the most impressive defensive showings this season in that type of stage, in that type of setting, to do that against Highland Springs.
Well, since we're talking 4B, why don't I believe we do have the head coach of Huguenot High School, Charles Scott, with us here on the Feel Good Thursday edition on ESPN Richmond. No, hang on just a second. We had word what we did, and we don't yet, so that's okay. But speaking of 4B in the lead-up, we might as well go ahead and discuss Manchester Huguenot tomorrow night.
Sure.
Obviously, both teams are in the postseason.
Yep.
And everybody's calling this the game of the week, and I totally understand why. I went another direction in my column at the Richmonder, and I think Glen Allen Douglas Freeman is the biggest game of the week because it's probably going to be a play-in game in Region 5C. We know Manchester's going to be in. We know Huguenot's going to be in 6A and 4B, respectively. The question is, where are they going to be? The Huguenot would love to be at home next week. To do that, they got to win. Manchester wants a bye. To do that, they're going to have to win.
Correct.
Otherwise, Thomas Dale's going to sneak up on top of them. But the bottom line is, both of them know their seasons continue next week, and both of them have state championship aspirations.
No question. If for Huguenot, they want to maybe get outside of that the Dinwiddie half of the bracket, then maybe go up to Louisa if you can win. That could be possibly a 3, depending what Varina does with Patrick Henry. How many points do you get off of that win as opposed to Huguenot at home beating a 6 that is undefeated? How many bonus points you get out of that? And for Manchester, it's sitting right there. You win, you get the 2, point blank. If you lose, Thomas Dale goes around the back door, beats Hopewell, then they become the 2. Coach Harrell saying the bye maybe not that big of a deal because they know more than likely they're going to see Dale in the next round and then having possibly to go to Oscar Smith for a regional final.
So I'm skimming through some of the previews of this game, and that we're one on that list. That it's our game.
And you're not going to get an argument from me
Alan's
either.
going to be out there at that game, so you'll see the ESPN Richmond tent, and Alan's out there at the game with everybody else, with the rest of the world. I get that, but just in skimming some of the previews, 50-point average for both of these teams?
Yeah.
Wow. Are they that dominant offensively? Or is some of it the competition, honestly?
I think some of it comes from the fact that they're both in the Dominion District and they both have played the, Richmond School for the Arts and Clover Hill and Cosby and some others. I think that has something to do with it, but I also think the two offenses can be explosive no matter who they play. So it's going to come down to defense tomorrow night. Who's going to get the extra stop? Who's going to force maybe a fourth quarter turnover that changes the complexion of everything? I don't think we're going to see a 49-48 game, but I think we'll see some points put up.
Yeah, you got two offenses that have really good quarterbacks. They have really good skilled guys. To me, I think it's going to be won or lost in the trenches. If you're Huguenot offensively, can you keep Charles Scott Jr. clean and upright? Can Manchester provide enough pressure if they can't hit him and knock him down, give him a second or two extra to think about where that rush is coming, how quickly the rush is going to come to maybe second guess him making a throw? Same thing with Huguenot. Can they fly around and create different looks against Landon Abernathy, who has really played well all year, as well as Charles Scott? So to me, that line, the offensive line, who can hold up their quarterback upright in that game and allow him to make plays and get the ball out to his skill guys and also his running backs, I think will tell the story.
Charles Scott Jr., coach's son?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, correct. First year as a true, as the number one starter. He had split time last year as a ninth grader with Linwood Johnson. He was splitting time with him last year. This is his first full year as the true starting quarterback at Huguenot. Played well outside of that Huguenot, outside of the St. Chris game, but has been rolling ever since.
Definitely has been rolling ever since. And Abernathy, I don't know why there's still not a lot of chatter with him in terms of the next level. 4-year starter at Manchester, has done a fantastic job. And again, the Lancers have just as good of a chance, I think, as anybody, even Oscar Smith, to come out of Region 6A and head to the Class 6 state playoffs come December.
Assume we've got some college players on both of these teams?
Yeah, Antonio Turner. I know he's committed to Hampton. Ballard, the other wide receiver, he decommitted from Buffalo. He's committed to West Virginia. So you got some Division I, Power 4, Power 5. I totally agree with Rob in regards to Abernathy. I'm stunned that not more teams, either FCS or FBS, could see him as a starting quarterback. I had said it before. Thought he would look good in the red and blue.
We'll take him.
Before Callahan,
I don't know if I can say that or not.
Before Callahan went there, but I thought he fits. To me, he fits.
You did say that.
Fits the Richmond system. He's an RPO type guy that can. He has enough speed to make you respect that ability. He can't throw it over the top. He can go horizontal if need be. So I thought he would be a really good fit with Richmond.
We are still efforting. Coach Scott, I don't know, maybe they're out on the practice field. Although
it is that time.
Yeah, but the day before a game is usually a little lighter, right?
Yeah,
usually.
Normally to walk through.
Yeah.
Normally to walk through.
Yeah.
I talked
Which
to
could
him
be happening right now.
Monday. Yeah, it was around this time, 4:15. I got there early, so this is probably.
And you're Sean Roberts.
No.
Come on, they
know.
stop practice
No,
for you.
no.
Of course. Yes, they
try
do.
to get there early just say, hey, I just need 5 minutes and I'm out, and you do your thing. So that might be it. But it's like you said, it's a big game, but they both know they're going to play next week. And there's some other ones you look at that, the James River LC Bird one.
Yes. Yes.
If you're James River, you're hoping and praying that Freeman loses that game.
Yes.
That Glen Allen wins that game. They were about, less than a half a point behind Douglas Freeman.
Yes, correct.
For the 8th seed in Region 5C. Huge turnaround for Coach Hodges, the UVA grad. They were 1-9.
Wow.
Things looked really bad last year. And talking to him this offseason, he felt this team was gonna be much better. I don't know if he thought potential playoff opportunity in Week 10, but for him to turn it around like that, 4-win turnaround, and they've played competitively, maybe outside of the Huguenot loss on Wednesday, they played competitively throughout the course of the year. But they are nicked up. I know the starting running back didn't play against Huguenot, and I'm not sure about his status for LC Bird Friday.
And unfortunately for them, they have to go to Dutchman Field, and that's never an easy place to win. But I get this sneaking feeling, Sean. The Skyhawks know they're going to be in the postseason. They're playing for a home game.
Yeah,
they're hoping to jump Western Branch and get to the 4 seed.
And that's what Greg Aiken, the AD, mentioned this week. If we win, we could probably swap with Western Branch, and we get that home game.
And that's one less bus trip that you have to worry about. So there is, something there for them, a brass ring to grab. But for James River, they win or they go home. It's as simple as that, because they start the week in 10th. They're 3/4 of a point behind. Of all teams, Franklin County has come out of nowhere with a 4-5 record, and they are clinging to that number 8 spot, the final playoff bid in 5C. Okay. Yes. Okay. You've got the top 4 teams are in. We know Patrick Henry Roanoke will likely be the one, no matter what happens with Highland Springs tomorrow night. William Fleming is the 3. You've got Midlothian the 4th. They're in. Then you've got 6 teams trying to get 4 spots. But there are a few teams where if they win, they're in. Hermitage beats TJ, they're in.
That's a tough one for Herm, too.
Glen Allen beats Douglas Freeman, they're in. Freeman is likely out. But that depends upon what happens tonight when Matoaka hosts Meadowbrook. If Meadowbrook slips up tonight, then all bets are off. But then Franklin County is playing William Fleming, and that's a chance for them to collect a lot of points and clinch a playoff bid. Freeman could win and likely would get in. And who would have thought we'd be talking about the fact that Glen Allen in Week 11 has still not clinched a bid? When 4 weeks ago we were talking about, could they be the number 2 seed? Could they get a couple of home games? But everything changed for them that night against Hermitage, especially when they lost Puccinelli.
I was going to say the Puccinelli injury completely flipped their season around. And if I'm Meadowbrook, I'm thinking Billy Rudd is going to tell his guys, this is your playoff. You go into Matoaka, a team that you're supposed to beat on paper. Matoaka has struggled this year, but they've gotten 2 quality wins. You're looking at Matoaka as this is our first round playoff game. Right now, tonight is our first round playoff game. We get in, okay, we're going to be good. But this is the start of our playoffs tonight on the road against Matoaka.
You guys are veterans at this. You've been doing this for quite a while. Is this more chaos in Week 11 than we've seen in the past, or is this about what we come to expect from our area high school football?
I think in 5C probably.
I think if you look at the picture overall, this is a pretty tame year.
Really? Okay.
6A, for one reason, they're only letting 6 teams in, and things have kind of meted out as the season has gone on. Okay. 5C's crazy.
Yeah.
But we usually have 2 or 3 regions like that. Okay. 4B, we already know the 8 teams that are in, which almost never happens.
And that's just seeding.
Now it's just a matter of who the seeds are going to. We know Dinwiddie's the one. They've clinched that. But then after that, it's all jockeying for position tonight and tomorrow night. And the other one that's really crazy right now is Class 2 Region A, where you've got Armstrong battling Poquoson for the number 1 seed. They play at Mechanicsville tonight. They got to win, and frankly, they're going to be rooting for Smithfield to beat Poquoson tomorrow, because I think if Poquoson wins that game, they may grab the 1. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. Like, how many bonus points would Armstrong get for beating a 4?
Well, the problem is Picoson's playing a 4 in Smithfield, and Smithfield is 6-3, and Mechanicsville is 3-6.
Yeah.
So there are 6 bonus points right there for the Islanders to get if they win and Armstrong wins, and they're currently a half a point, I believe it is, behind.
So that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. It is. They got to hope Smithfield gets the victory.
You may need a TJ win.
And a TJ win wouldn't hurt.
TJ win against Hermitage, because that's a 2 versus a 5. You've already beaten TJ. You'll get their bonus points.
Get 2 more right there. Yeah. Yes.
So they're going to be doing a lot of. They're going to be a lot of surfing, and they may go to that game. Let me kind of
check in on
it and see what's going on, because that could be a potential second round matchup.
That's right.
As well, if TJ they would be the 4. If everything holds serve, and Armstrong is a 1, TJ is a 4, they would meet in the regional semifinals at Armstrong.
Wow, you guys are amazing. You do this without any notes. This is all right off the top of your.
I hope I got that right.
You guys, I'm sure you did. I am impressed. I'm not the only one, by the way, who's impressed. Got another shout out for you guys, but I'll wait till after the commercial break. There's your
look at that
vintage tease, radio tease right there. We'll do that. I know we're still trying to track down Coach Scott, but he's got a big game tomorrow. He's got to be focused. We're trying. If we get him, great. If not, the fellas are going to keep previewing the games for this weekend, the playoff picture.
Big games all over the place.
Let's take a break. Back on the other side, Feel Good Thursday, high school football coverage brought to you in part by Dave & Buster's and Ortho, Virginia. Right here, where Richmond talks sports, 106.1 ESPN.
These are this afternoon's top sports stories.
I'm sure you'll be fascinated by all the stories you have to tell.
This is today's Drive Home Headlines.
I forgot all about the drive home headlines. Actually, we kind of slide right past this on the Feel Good High School Football Thursday edition. So I'll tell you what, I don't want to waste any time. I want to be able to get back to these guys after the break. Let's do that. We are open in the last half hour. If you want to talk high school football, great. If you want to talk college football, the NFL, the Major League Baseball trade free agent period opened at 5 o'clock today, so we might be able to talk a little bit about that as well. I don't know that anything will happen today, but teams can talk and they can try and negotiate at this point. So we got all that coming up. We'll take the break, come back with Rob and Sean in a moment. 106.1 ESPN.
Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has expert technicians, plus industry-leading Lennox equipment. Learn more about special saving opportunities online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
Richmonders love Pella, Virginia, and it's easy to see why. Pella gives you more, so you can feel confident choosing us for your window and door projects. While other companies may offer just one or two options, Pella has a full range: wood, vinyl, and fiberglass, so you get quality and customization, not just a quick fix. When you choose Pella, we'll handle everything from order to installation. Right now, get 60% off qualifying installations or 60 months no interest. Find out more at PellaVirginia.com. Some restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority Executive Director Dennis Bickmeyer joins Bob Black for the Henrico Huddle, ESPN Richmond's newest monthly feature.
Your fantasy roster is set, the Smack Talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidda Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidda helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Richmond, your mornings just got a whole lot better. Tune in to Fits the Bill every weekday from 8 to 10 a.m.
We're breaking down everything from the NFL to college hoops, and even...
I get analytics. I understand why they're there. Analytics have ruined every sport that they have seeped into. I love the nerd stats, but analytics have ruined games.
Live and local. Jack Fitzpatrick is bringing it every morning from 8 to 10 a.m. on 106.1 ESPN.
That was, no.
Oh, it was ugly.
So don't show that again.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome back. Our Feel Good Thursday high school football coverage this afternoon. Rob Witham, RVA Sports Network. Sean Robertson from CBS 6. We'll keep this going for another 10 minutes or so to the bottom of the hour. Maybe we'll wind up with Coach Scott. Maybe not.
I'm looking.
I know we're looking, but we've tried. We've tried. And again, got the big game coming up tomorrow, so we'll cut him a little slack for that. I was back to that game for just a moment. I'm really holding you guys in suspense on this whole thing. It's not all that, but it's really nice for you guys. But anyway, Huguenot had not won this game in quite a while. Is that correct? I mean, they finally did
before last year. Yeah, it was 16 straight.
16 in a row.
16 straight that Manchester had defeated Huguenot.
Wow.
And last year was their first home win in the series since 2002. So you got to go all the way back. I want to say that was still Richard McPhee.
Yes.
At that time. Yep. So it's been a long time. So Scott wants that roar back at Forest Hill. He's done that so far in 3 years. This will be another big step if they can go 9-1, win 9 straight. And the way they've done it was 445 to 13 that they have outscored those opponents, and they've only allowed 3 offensive touchdowns all year defensively. Wow, that's scary.
That is.
Yeah. Even with the 2 they gave up against St. Chris week 1, they've given up 1 since. 1 offensive
Pretty
touchdown.
dominant.
Yeah.
Pretty dominant. That's going to be a real good one. And that's obviously where you're headed tomorrow.
I will be at Richard McPhee Field Friday night to see that one.
Nice.
Yeah,
Rob?
a lot at stake. I'm sorry, a lot at stake.
That's all right. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. I'm hoping to slip over to Mechanicsville tonight to see if Armstrong can go 10-0.
Yeah, gonna take the chopper. Gonna take the Macon chopper
the
to
Macon,
Mechanicsville.
I can tell you, Macon does not have a chopper. and if they did,
they're off this week. You
Yeah,
can use the chopper.
I know.
It's idling in the parking lot.
Coach's decision. That's all that I will say.
Throw it on a Ruza.
Yeah, I like to rib on Coach a little
He's
bit.
using it. He's out recruiting somewhere.
He might.
It would not surprise me if he hits a couple of fields tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me at all with the bye week. I'm going to head to Hanover tomorrow night to check out the Springers, see how they bounce back, see how they look going into the 5C postseason. And again, as we've talked about quite a bit here throughout the year, Coach Johnson, it's their 10th practice, so we'll see how practice goes.
Yeah. I love it.
And then they get ready for the real deal starting next week. But I'm looking forward to that. But there are other games that you could go to. We mentioned James River at LC Bird already with playoff implications. The game that really stands out for me again is Douglas Freeman at Glen Allen, where if Glen Allen wins, they're in the playoffs, no problem. Douglas Freeman wins, they should be in, but we'll have to see what else happens with the other teams that are jockeying neck and neck. And then what happens if TJ goes to Chester Fritz and stuns Hermitage? Would that be enough to knock Hermitage out? And you think about how well of a season they have had.
Yeah, they have.
That would be just mind-blowing to me. But, I mean, they're currently in 5th, and they have a lead of about 1 2/3 over the 8th seed. So even with a loss, they would probably have a chance to be in, but nothing would be guaranteed unless you win for sure. And that's the case for Hermitage, Glen Allen, and likely Meadowbrook tonight against Matilla.
Wow. And I think Petersburg, an outside shot of the 1 seed in Region 3A. They're at Prince George Friday. That's a Region 5C opponent. You could I think Prince George is 4-5, something like that. So
let me see here.
You could get a couple.
Now we're going to our notes.
Now you get
they're 3-6.
3-6. Okay, I missed it by 1.
But you pick up 30 points.
You get some bonus points. They could still on the outside. Well, a win would basically clinch the 2.
Yes.
And they would have at least 2 home games before possibly going to Lake Taylor if Lake Taylor can claim the 1. But if for some reason Lake Taylor stumbles, Petersburg wins, there's an outside shot that the Region 3A playoffs, at least through the regional final, will go to Johnson Road and the Crimson Wave.
Yeah.
Now, we do have to look at the other side of that coin and give credit where credit's due. Should Petersburg slip against Prince George and New Kent get the win down in Williamsburg against Jamestown tomorrow night, they would likely flip, and the Trojans would be the 2, and Petersburg would be the 3.
How about Scott Geromo, first year at New Kent?
New Kent.
That has, I know he probably won't win it because there's some other great stories too, but he has to be in the conversation for Coach of the Year in this area. Has to be.
Him, Billy Rudd, the job he's done. And Meadowbrook, you could probably throw Hodges at James River for his turnaround. Billy Mills, everybody going to say, well, can't forget about Navy Nation. All they did was lose arguably their greatest player to wear Dinwiddie colors. And what do? They have another undefeated regular season behind Zion Boyso, who could be Metro Player of the Year in this area.
Yeah.
When does all that get announced?
That will likely happen Christmas time. After the state championships.
Late December.
Yeah. Right? But he's got a strong case for what he's done and using that chip on their shoulder about we can still play football down in Navy Nation without Harry Dalton. 10-0, you get the number 1 seed, you can get the regional final back at your place again.
Yeah,
that's a lot to carry.
You know you can play through Thanksgiving weekend at home if you get your job done. And in Class 4 this year, they're going to reseed all 4 regional champions based on their final regular season numbers. And so the region champion in terms of power points at the end of the regular season, the one with the least amount will be the 4 seed. The one with the most will be the first. 4 will go to 1, 3 will go to 2. So it's not the traditional C goes to D and A goes to B type thing. They're going to completely reseed it. So it's certainly possible that Dinwiddie could, depending upon results, win the region title, have a state semifinal at home, and they wouldn't have to travel until state championship Saturday.
Yeah. And I think based on the last numbers, they had the overall highest points in 4.
I think. So I can't confirm that.
I think the last one they did. And if that's the case, you got to go to the pit.
Wow.
At least through December 6th in the state semifinal. When they've had home field outside of last year, when they've had home field, they usually get to the state final, except for last year. But usually that means that they're going to a state final.
They got the path. That's for sure.
Yeah, they do.
You alluded to Hermitage again, which leads me to this text that I wanted to read for you guys before we get you out of here, and we talk a little college, maybe a little NFL. Nah. Never mind on the NFL.
Enough of the NFL.
From our text line at 804-327-0888. Quick, let me start that over again. Real quick shout out to Sean and Rob. We spend so much time on NCAA and NFL. It's nice to get a listen on the local high school games. Sad the season is about done. Really enjoyed the Feel Good Thursday. Growing up, playing and watching, it's good to hear about it still. P.S. Go Herm. Oh, we got a Hermitage guy.
Wow. Okay, we got a Panther grad. My son's still at work, so it wasn't him who texted in.
So congrats, guys. We appreciate you every week coming in
It's
here
cool
and doing
this. It's cool going to the games and getting you do so much for the community, for the games.
You do.
And so,
both of you do.
That feels good when you get out of the building and you get that. So, yeah, I like it.
And this is quintessential sports to me. I mean,
what do you mean?
Well, in the sense that, you guys were talking in the Mashup Hour about the cost of going to an NFL game and all the frustrations that go with it and the fan stuff. And we've got our own set of fan issues at high school football games, trust me. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
That is usually going home after a football game, the number one topic of conversation with my daughter and I, because she shoots on the field. And so she tells me all the stories of everything that was going on while I was upstairs. And most of the time it's like, shake your head. I can't believe it. Why did they give them a ticket for admission? So we have our own crosses to bear. But when you come right down to it, when you meet the players and then you meet their parents and then you see their grandparents and you get involved in a school community, that's where you get to the essence of why we play sports in the first place. And specifically, talk to any head coach, why you play football and why football is so important and how it can be used to train young men and now young women to go into society and be pillars and be difference makers, because you learn sacrifice. You learn what teamwork is truly all about. You learn about everything you have to do behind the scenes in order to make everything that's got glitter on it look so glittery. So I love covering this particular area.
We hear your passion every week here and read it.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean,
I echo that. No question. I mean, the offensive line, their singular job is to make that guy behind him look good. That's the sacrifice. The coaches sacrificing their time away from their family, sometimes financial sacrifice to, bring together 35 or 40 different individuals. I always heard this saying, it's like 35 individuals thinking singularly, acting collectively for the greater good. I heard that slogan once and I was like, you can use that in everyday life. You can use it in team sports, individual sports. They all come together from different, walks of life, coming together for the common goal of making this program be good and possibly bring in this community a state championship.
Great back and forth there, and I'm amazed neither one of you even mentioned NIL at all. in your answer about high school sports. So I appreciate that.
And
let's hope you
yeah,
don't.
and I hope it continues to be that way. I really do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Do you guys have to hustle out, or do you got a
I
quick
don't
segment?
know.
I'm good.
Before
My
you get to your
banquet is
game?
at 6 for the little one, so I'm just going to leave. The chopper goes to the banquet.
I want to get a
Nice.
Virginia State, Virginia preview out of you there, Sean.
Big one at Hovey.
And a bye week kind of update on Randolph-Macon
Before
as
the
they sit and
game.
wait for the game, which is really the
Oh, that's
game.
right, because you hadn't clinched. They hadn't clinched,
no.
right?
Yeah.
The title's on the line
Yeah.
next Saturday.
Let's talk about it. Well, I'll hang you for one more segment. That'll kind of put a wrap on the Feel Good Thursday high school football coverage. But we'll keep feeling good with Sean and Rob when we come back in just a moment. Sports Huddle, 106.1 ESPN.
Physicians, your future starts here. Eisenhower Health is recruiting across a variety of specialties. As a nonprofit health system in Southern California's beautiful Coachella Valley, Eisenhower offers medical excellence alongside an exceptional quality of life. Start your day with sunshine and stunning landscapes. End it knowing you've made a difference. Deliver top-tier care with advanced technology, all in a place where work-life balance thrives. Visit emc.org/MD to learn more. That's emc.org/MD. Eisenhower Health. Welcome home.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1783. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1783. That's 800-575-1783. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Hey, it's Delvin Joyce, JMU Hall of Famer and former New York Giant. Listen, make sure you tune in to Talkin' Dukes every Wednesday on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Go Dukes.
We are working a little overtime today with Sean Robertson from CBS 6, Rob Witham, RVA Sports Network. We're going to move on from high school football for a little bit. Hope you enjoyed that past half hour as we get into the regular season finale this Thursday and Friday, tonight and tomorrow night, week 11 of high school football. The guys will be back with us next week, and we will certainly preview the playoff action. We'll know where everybody's going and who they're playing by next week. All right, on the college front, Sean Robertson, we got the Virginia Union, Virginia State rivalry Saturday with, Union sitting pretty at the top of the CIAA standings. I hate to throw that your way.
It's tough as a Trojan. CIAA, for some reason, has not made this official, but we're basically saying that Union has already clinched one of the two spots in the conference championship game. So it doesn't have that feel of the last 2 years where you won and you got in. But it's still the rivalry game. They'll have 15 seniors be recognized before the game. State, both teams are playing really good football down the stretch. Union has won 7 in a row. They're 8-1. State has won 4 in a row. They're 6-3 coming into this game. State would like nothing better to spoil senior day, give Union something to think about going into the championship game. Both have really good quarterbacks. R.J. Matthews from State, Rosales from Virginia Union, but the attention will be focused on the former Prince George standout, Curtis Allen. He is currently the nation's leading rusher of all levels, FBS, FCS, D2, and D3. He's 114 yards away from breaking the single-season school record for rushing yards. That was set last year by Jada. He had, I think, 2,067. So he's 114 shy of that. He's a little over 300 yards. I think it's 307, 308 from the single-season Division II mark that was set last year. It was about 2,300 and change. He's about a little over 300 yards from breaking that mark. He would have at least 2, maybe 3 games to break those records, which we think will happen this year. And he's making a strong case for the Harlan Hill, which is the Division II equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. No HBCU player has ever won that award.
That'd be
so it's a chance for history for Virginia Union if Allen can do that this year.
They really do keep on getting just great players, or
Running
they
back
coach
you.
them up and make them
Yeah.
great players.
Running back you.
That's
Jada, now Curtis, and Curtis waited 3 years. I mean, he was the lead.
He was behind him,
He was
right?
behind
Yeah.
Jada.
Yeah.
He didn't leave. He was in the portal, came back, had a really good conversation. I spoke to the running backs coach, Diego Rowland. They had a really good conversation in the offseason, basically saying, why would you leave when it's basically your time? You are the guy now. He came back, worked extremely hard in the offseason, and I think he has had no game less than 180 yards rushing. This year, he's had multiple touchdowns in every game this season. He's up to 25. This year, he could easily surpass 30, which will be another single-season record at Union. So all eyes will be on what he will do Saturday against Virginia State.
So we had your guy. We had Coach Frazier on. Matt and I had him on.
Great soundbite.
Yeah. We could go back and re-rack his whole cloning thing of players at Virginia Union.
He may not be lying about that.
Because they keep getting great. And he brought up Tom Brady and the dog thing. And I thought this was more of a headline than Tom Brady and the dog.
And that old line.
He kind of like
they
that.
probably cloned that old line.
That's exactly what he was talking about.
I think all 5 at one point or another has received Offensive Lineman of the Week in the conference.
So they're so good.
Yeah, and there was a stretch that 4 weeks in a row, there was a different lineman that got it. I think it's 5 of the last 6 weeks. Their line has won that award. I mean, that's a pretty good group, and they're going to go against a really good defense in state too. But that's going to be a tall mountain right there. That's a really good group at Union.
So kudos to you, Virginia State, Sean, because you've just spent the last 5 minutes talking about the rival. So let me give you a minute or two to talk about the Trojans here. And we brought this up with Coach Frazier yesterday. So last year was real unique. They played twice. Obviously, they play at the end of the regular season. State gets that one. Mm-hmm. Everything's great. They go into a playoff game, and thud, here comes Virginia Union to win. And we asked them, we're like, for the guys that were here last year and played in those games, is that on their mind this year? I think you predictably can guess the answer. Absolutely.
There's no better feeling for Virginia State if they can go there Saturday to spoil that opportunity for Union than to beat them, because also they're looking at regional rankings in the Division II playoffs.
Right.
They're currently second in the rankings, so you slip up to State, who is not ranked, that's going to take a tumble. You're going to lose at least one home game, maybe 2, if you're Union. So I mean, they're coming full blaze. We're trying to knock off our rival. Like I said, Matthews a really good quarterback, top 5 in passing yards and touchdowns. He's got good skill guys. Pretlow is near the lead in touchdown receptions. He's got a really good running back and Rajon Hammond, who's in the top 5 in rushing in the CIAA. They got really good skill guys. KJ McNeil, standout at Manchester, is one of the catalysts on defense for Virginia State. A lot of local guys also down there at VSU. So throw the records out. No, you said, with William and Mary and with the game, no matter what, they're going to come ready to play Saturday at 1 o'clock. Should be hopefully be a really good crowd out at Hovey.
No doubt.
To see them two go at it again.
And here's the other thing that Coach Frazier talked about, and I know you can speak to this. Their season had a challenge at the beginning. 4 straight on the road. Now, some of that was their own doing because they were non-conference. They scheduled. They moved up a little when they played Norfolk State. You kind of play when Norfolk State does.
And had a lead
in that game
in the second half, a 13-point lead, and lost it, and then lost it in the overtime.
But he admitted those 4 away games were a grind on them, and it kind of wore them down.
Yeah.
And they've just now kind of gotten their game legs back about them because they're on a 4-game winning streak here at the end of the season. But he really did point to those 4 away games at the start of the year.
The challenge, I think it was Chowan. No, it was not Chowan. It was Barton.
That was the opener.
The opening one. Then you go to Norfolk State. Then you had the bye, and then you kind of open conference play a little bit. You had to go to Fayetteville, which is always tough to play, and Winston-Salem. And the Winston-Salem, that could have easily gone the Rams' way. They missed an extra point that would have sent that game into overtime. But yeah, those 4 very difficult places to play. And then they come home and play Johnson C. Smith to open up your home schedule. That was tough. But like you said, got their legs back under them, won 4 in a row. But then you got Union waiting for you to end the year. But they're gonna be ready no matter what. Anybody that's nicked up, bruised, They're going to suck it up for Saturday's game against
You got
the
the
Panthers.
whole offseason
Yes, you do.
to recover from that. So that's one great rivalry at the end of the season. The other one, and we'll talk more about it next week, Rob, but the game is coming, Hampden-Sydney and Randolph-Macon. But this is a bye week, really late in the year for Randolph-Macon. Thoughts on that as they sit around and kind of wait for Hampden-Sydney?
Well, had a chance to talk to Coach Aruza about that after the win over Shenandoah on Saturday, and I think now he's a proponent of let's play 10 in a row and be done of it. He doesn't care about a bye week. But I think right now, if you asked him a question and gave him a little truth serum to make sure you didn't get the corporate answer, I think he's really happy at where he is at this particular point. The defense is playing lights out. Mm-hmm. They are just, I cannot begin to describe just how good they are, especially in the back seven. Last week, Shenandoah scored 14 points. One touchdown was because of a pick six. Poor decision by the freshman quarterback, Jake Mulhern. Didn't obviously hurt them as they won 31-14. That other touchdown didn't come until the final minutes of the fourth. So the defense almost pitched another shutout against arguably the third best team in the conference. So you have Hampden-Sydney at home this week against Bridgewater. Bridgewater is down this year, so I expect to see the Tigers get a win, and then they come to Ashland. So,
what will the stakes be if that happens?
Well, here are the stakes. It is the 130th edition of the game.
Oh, he's in broadcast. Wow, Sean and I both heard that right away.
Sure did.
It's the 130th.
That's his preview. That's his preview voice.
Here we go.
Here it comes.
The last time Hampden-Sydney won in this rivalry was 2013. 28-26 in Ashland. The Game Ball Trophy has been in Ashland since November something of 2014.
You don't know the date. I'm
don't,
shocked
and I wished I did.
You will by the time you go on the air with that game.
I will by next Saturday, exactly. So, get to the original point. I think the bye week has come at a spectacular time for them. It's never been at this late in the season for them. Usually it is late September. A lot of years it was before the W&L game, and Coach loved it because he had 2 weeks to prepare for their very unique style of play. But this gets guys who are nicked up, healed up. You've got two quarterbacks now that you can easily use in situations depending upon what you want to do, and he has no problem whatsoever playing 2, even 3 during a drive. He's going to have good confidence in his defense, the back seven especially. He's got enough rotation now and depth at the defensive line that I think that they can go and harass the Hampden-Sydney quarterback to an extent. If there's one weakness right now, it's number of sacks, getting actually to the quarterback. They got to get a few of them on next Saturday for that to happen. But the stakes are simple. Hampden-Sydney wins Saturday. They'll come in with one loss in the conference. Randolph-Macon has given one loss to W&L and Shenandoah, so they have the tiebreaker advantage there. They have to beat Hampden-Sydney to win the ODAC championship. They do that, and then they will have won 33 straight ODAC games. They will have won their 4th consecutive conference title. They'll go into the NCAA Division III championship, and they will have won the game for the 12th consecutive year. At one time, they were down 13 games in this series. If they win next Saturday, it will be 59 wins for the Yellow Jackets, 60 for the Tigers.
Isn't that amazing?
And 11 ties.
Isn't that amazing? Like the Richmond William & Mary series is like that. They've played 100. It's the 136th meeting between Richmond and William & Mary. I've already peeked ahead to that. But it's like 2-game difference there.
Yeah.
Like you play all those games, and that's the definition of rivalry. So here's the other thing I was thinking. I'll let you guys go. But having the bye week late, if Randolph-Macon gets to the playoffs, it's got to help them in the playoffs because it comes so close to the playoff games that they should be refreshed more so than these other teams that's bye week was in September.
Right. Week 3, week 4, whatever the case may be. And you make a great point. I'm glad you said that, Bob, because I looked up the MPI. And Randolph-Macon right now sits at 26. Hampden-Sydney sits at 33. And I know there are some people who will listen to that and go, well, is there a chance the ODAC could get an at-large bid? Well, numerically, it is possible. But it's very rare for the ODAC to be a 2-bid league, and the league is down this year. But there's no committee saying, okay, this team looks prettier than that. Wherever you finish in the MPI, if you're in those slots for the at-large bids, you're in. So, but Randolph-Macon wants to just take care of business.
For sure.
And if they win and they're 26, depending upon what happens to the teams ahead of them, they want to end up at 24 or higher, because if you do, you get a bye on the 22nd out of the first round of the tournament. And then you may have to go on the road Thanksgiving weekend for round 2, but that's okay. You still have an extra week.
I was talking with go ahead, Sean.
I was going to ask, so if Hampton-Sydney did win, you don't think Randolph-Macon could get an at-large? And those two represents the conference in the postseason.
It is possible that could happen. My personal feeling, based on strength of schedule, et cetera, and the way the conference has been this year, is probably not. Definitely not. If Hampton-Sydney doesn't win, they won't get in.
But if they win
and Randolph-Macon is open for an at-large, possible, yes. Probable, at this point, no.
Wow, that's an elimination game, basically.
But that might shake out a little bit based on everything that happens while Randolph-Macon's sitting on the bye.
Yeah.
All right, we can talk in more concrete terms next week, because the Hampton-Sydney-Bridgewater game will be in the books by then.
And if Bridgewater wins, that eliminates it all.
That's it, right? Then they're just playing for the game.
Yeah.
Which is still
and a higher
deal.
seed.
And a higher seed for Randolph-Macon, but Hampton-Sydney's just playing.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking with one of our great RMC events folks at the Richmond basketball game last night, who will be staffing Hampton-Sydney, Randolph-Macon, and he was like, that town only has 5,000 people in it. On that Saturday, there's going to be 10,000 people at Dayfield, right?
Easily.
It's crazy.
Easily.
That'd be awesome.
I've been to both spots for the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Awesome, right? Yeah.
I mean, I always thought, State Union was huge, for Division II, and I've seen Tech and UVA. I've seen Richmond, William and Mary in person. Before a Division III setting,
great. At
both of those locations, it's insane for that game.
You know what I think's really cool? And again, I'm promising to let you guys go. I'm like blocking the door here. You can't go. You can't get out. We will have, I think I'm right here, 4 straight weeks of rivalry games. We'll go Virginia State, Virginia Union this week. We'll go Hampton-Sydney, Randolph-Macon next week. We'll go Richmond, William and Mary the third week, and we'll go Tech UVA on Thanksgiving weekend.
That's right. And
that's pretty good for us, isn't it?
And also with significant implications.
Yes.
In all 4 of those games.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. That's
Great
the way
stuff.
it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. All right, guys, thanks. We'll see you back here for high school playoff football next week.
Thank you.
Rob Witham, RVA Sports Network, Sean Robertson, CBS 6. Back to wrap it up on the Thursday Sports Huddle, 106.1 ESPN.
Traffic reports on 106.1 ESPN Richmond, brought to you by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a premier Lennox dealer. Online at HermanAllenPlumbing.com.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for. He is located at 500 East Main Street, Suite 1600-113, Norfolk, Virginia 23510.
Accidents with 18-wheelers, delivery trucks, and construction vehicles are complicated. They may try to blame you, but when we investigate, we often find the truth. Reckless driving, speeding, safety violations. At Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys, we fight to hold them accountable and get you paid for your injuries or the loss of a loved one. Call 877-222-6666 or visit Shannara.com. Shannara Trial Attorneys, we go deeper, we fight harder, we win bigger.
This is advertising material.
Get the latest update on Henrico County sports tournaments, happenings, and future events on ESPN Richmond's newest segment, the Henrico Huddle. Join Henrico Sports and Entertainment Authority Executive Director Dennis Bickmeyer as he joins Bob Black on the Sports Huddle. For more information on Henrico Sports and Event Center calendar, visit online at henricosea.com or tune in to the last Wednesday of each month for the Henrico Huddle on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400. 800-790-1400.
While the others sleep in, Richmonders are waking up with Fits the Bill. Jack Fitzpatrick and Fits the Bill. Live every weekday from 8 to 10 on ESPN Richmond. Right here from the capital of the Commonwealth.
Only got about a minute or so. We'll finish it up. Really appreciate those fellas being in the studio. So much fun talking to, and you guys missed some of it too because we have some pretty lively conversation during the commercial breaks as well. But that was really good stuff. And I actually had one more text for Sean, but I couldn't keep him any longer. He's got to get on his way. That asked about the game that was played this week, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it last week. The Michael Jackson, listen to me, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick game that was played up in Philly between Norfolk State and Delaware State. And Delaware State certainly getting the better not only of that game, but of the season to this point. I'm going to put that one on file, and Sean can talk a little bit more about that coming up next week. Speaking of coming up tomorrow, of course, it's 2 hours of Border to Border in the afternoon with Matt from 3 to 5. He's got a great lineup of guests tomorrow, so don't miss that. Our Saturday coverage for the Spiders, we've got doubleheader action for you Saturday. Richmond football is at Georgetown at 1 o'clock, 12:30 airtime. Blaine McCormick will have the play-by-play of that one of the voices of the Richmond Flying Squirrels, along with Chris Anderson and Matt Smith. And then I'm hanging back here to join Scott Unger on the telecast of Richmond basketball against East Carolina at 6 o'clock. That's on ESPN Plus and Masson. And on the radio side, Robert Fish will have the play-by-play call, and former Spider standout captain and Hall of Famer Mike Wienecke will be the analyst, as Matt will be up with football on the sidelines as part of the Georgetown-Richmond game in the nation's capital. So we got a big weekend coming up for you. Whatever your pleasure might be, the great high school game tonight, tomorrow night, the college action, the NFL, the Commanders getting back at it against the Lions, whatever it may be, enjoy it out there this weekend. We'll wrap it all up on Monday on the Mashup Hour at 4 o'clock, Sports Huddle at 5. Matt, of course, has Border to Border. And in the mornings, if you're a morning person, it's Fits the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick. See you at a high school, college, or NFL game this weekend. We talk about it Monday. Jordan, thank you for producing all afternoon and all week long. Love having you as part of the team day in and day out. Have a great sporting weekend, everybody, and keep it tuned right here where Richmond talks sports. 106.1 ESPN.
Your trash is treasure at CNC Colored Recycling. From copper wire to radiator ends, cans to lead batteries, CNC Colored Recycling will pay cash or check for your unwanted scrap.